I know I need to size up with you, and when I defang the Viper, trust me, ain't gonna come from nowhere. Jeff, I already put you out. I don't even know why you're out here right now. Keep on talking. Hey, do me a favor. Why don't you act like this is an AA meeting and you shut your mouth while I'm sharing with the group? And Mustafa, you out here, a boy among men. And I'm gonna tell you what, you got lucky at the Rumble, so I know you're gonna come out here and run your mouth about how bad you are. But let me give you a little bit of a reality check. You see, Mustafa, you said that my eyes don't lie. Well, your eyes don't lie either, because last week, they were closed real tight when I put your simple ass to sleep. And AJ, hey man, be honest with me. How's our old girl Wendy doing?
All right. Welcome back to the Clark Street Wrestling Podcast. It's me, Hafeez, and with me, as always, is Devin. Yes, and we are going to talk some wrestling here today. Devin, got some housekeeping to do, so go ahead and get going with that.
Yeah, some professional wrestling we're going to talk about today, or so I should say tonight, for your evening entertainment. But before we get started, you know what to do. We know what we got to do. Because right now, we're part of a brand new network. Get those ones up for the Bloodline Entertainment Network, streaming on all platforms, plus our newest website, bloodlinenetwork.com, your new home for pro wrestling, sports, anime, and entertainment. That will be featuring my Bloodline brothers, Circle of Debate, Top Rope Wrestling Talk, the Tim King Show, and the Wrestling DeLorean, and of course, the Universal Wrestling Podcast. And you already know, it's right there. Logo's up there. Clark Street Wrestling Podcast. And, you know, certainly last but not least, hit that like button, smash it, and also welcome to our new streaming platform. We're also on the Bloodline Network on Twitch. So what's up, Twitch? People on the Twitch world, get them ones up. We see y'all in the background. Get them ones up. Hit that follow button. And if you're new to Twitch, welcome. All right. So, yeah, let's go ahead and start the show.
All right. So, yeah, we got a couple topics here we're going to go through today. You know, general, we're going to talk a little AEW, talk a little WWE. Yeah. And first, we're going to start things off just with a quick conversation about something we brought up last week with MJF. And talking about MJF, he said he is now, or should be known as, the most complete wrestler in the world. He's been saying he's the best wrestler in the world recently. This week on AEW, he said it multiple times that he's the best wrestler in the world. But the thing that caught me right after his matchup at Revolution was when he said, "I am the most complete wrestler in the world." And that is when I said, you know what? Let me actually take a look at that. Let me take take an analytical look at that part of his statement and what he's saying. And you know, there's been this conversation about potentially debate between Bruce and Devin going back and forth about MJF and Roman Reigns. I'm gonna let them have that. But when it comes to this conversation, this is more about that statement of complete. So before we even have this conversation, and again, it's just gonna be a conversation, I'm gonna allow Devin to actually describe from his perspective what it means to be the most complete wrestler, because I think that's probably the best way to start this off, because I think everybody's going to have their own definition for what it means to be the most complete wrestler. So if we just jump in here and start talking about, well, I think this guy is more complete than that guy or that guy, it's like, but are we actually even having the same conversation? So let's go ahead and first define what it means to be the most complete wrestler, and then we can go on with the conversation. So Devin, you go first. What is, in your mind, what is it that makes someone the most complete wrestler?
But before I go, I got to salute to the chat. Chat's on fire right now. What up? Salute to the chat. What up, Dan? What up? I see you, Honorary Ooze. We got Shield, brother. Let's go ahead and get this pounded out. What up, Shield, brother? We see you. Yes, happy St. Patrick's Day. You know, hopefully you're getting your copious amounts of drinking safely, though. Safely, though. All right, if that's a thing, if that makes sense. It seems like a contradiction. We got Circle of Debate in the building. What up, Professor? Yeah, I did. The graphic, I didn't know if somebody could tell, but yes, good observation. I like it. Yes, yes, yes. But my brother asked me a question. What do the complete wrestler mean to me? And I'm glad how you kicked it off, different perspectives, because let's just put it out there. Wrestling is subjective, people. All right? That is the baseline of it. So whatever I like, you might not like. Whatever you don't like, you know what I'm saying? I might like. So it's just totally subjective. I started from there. But what complete wrestler means to me is, you have the look, you have the vernacular, you have the wrestling moves. All right, you protect your wrestler. Safety is number one, which I always put that number one. Uh, and complete wrestler two, working both sides of the character of heel and face. I think that is part of a complete wrestler as well. Playing both roles. If you played one role your entire career, how do you know if you can't even do it better doing the other side of it? All right. So I think playing both is important, because you might not know, because look at how, Florida man, Hollywood Hulk Hogan, how he was the top baby face, and then he was getting stale. They went for a change in WCW, and what happened? He became one of the biggest, heels in pro wrestling history, and he just reinvented his career because of that. Extended his career, because I think he said around the time he felt it was getting stale, he was even considering retiring too, But yeah, I think all those, characteristics that I mentioned, heel, face, vernacular, the speech, you got to talk it in the move set, protecting your wrestler too. I think that all plays a part for being a complete wrestler.
Okay. And then I guess just on your side, go ahead with the conversation about just MJF and Roman Reigns.
You know what? I'm gonna let you kick that off, bro. I'm gonna let you kick that off, because this is your conversation. I'm very interested of what you have to say for complete wrestler from MJF side. All right.
Well, that's even a okay. So I'll just say this: that for me, I keep it real simple. One is what MJF was saying. He was saying, in the ring, on the mic, nobody's better. And to me, when I look at that and I say, okay, complete wrestler, I feel like that's a big part of it for sure. And I like that as just a kind of a simple way to look at it. I look at, like when it comes to mic work, who has the most range, but also just the highest skill level on the microphone. When it comes to in ring, same thing. Who has the most range and the highest skill level in the ring? Yeah. When you talk about face and heel, I feel like I like that as far as part of the conversation when you say the most complete wrestler. Yeah. Like, can this person play face and heel both? Right. Like, I do like that as part of it for sure. So I don't think that overcomplicates it. I think that keeps it simple. Yeah. So in ring, on the mic, face, heel, who is the most complete? Now, one person that I think of right away when I even think most complete wrestler of all time, for my money, is Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels, most complete wrestler for me ever. In ring, I could put him against anybody, and I feel like I would have a great match. And I feel like he could match a multitude of styles. It could be a slow-paced match. It could be a fast-paced match. It could be high-flying. It could be an extreme matchup. Shawn could do it. Yeah. When it came to the mic, I feel like he could hold his own against anybody, and he didn't need anybody else to necessarily help him along in the way with the mic work. He's doing it all on his own. Like if he had a partner in that at some points in his career, may it be Triple H, when they were in DX and they would kind of riff off of each other, especially in the latter half of his career when they were just having fun, that's there. But for the most part, I look at Shawn Michaels as a guy that he pretty much did it himself. He was on the mic and he would hold promos against all the best, everybody. I never would think, like Shawn Michaels can't hold his own against this guy or that guy on the microphone. And so for me, when I look at that and I think, okay, if Shawn Michaels is my bar, and I'm saying in ring, I'm saying on the mic, I'm saying heel or face, I'm saying to myself, well, let me take Roman Reigns first and say this, that Roman Reigns, I've said on this show, is to me the greatest champion of all time. That Roman Reigns has been a part of the greatest story of all time. Roman Reigns is doing a great job with the tools that he has, to help tell the story and to make it one of the stories that'll last a lifetime in wrestling history. And, when it comes to being complete, I'll say this, that when it comes to in ring, what he's able to do with his size, with his body type, makes a whole lot of sense that he wrestles the way he does.
Mm-hmm.
So, and his wrestling matches are absolutely entertaining for sure. And he's been smart about it recently too, adding in the, verbal, jousting and like monologues within the matches and in ring. So I feel like he's done a great job with that. When it comes to the promos, they've kept it very short and simple. They've kept it very, hey, acknowledge me. And, he'll have a couple words to say here and there. But for the most part, I feel like his best promos have actually happened outside of him even talking to the crowd or talking into the microphone. It's been like my favorite promo he's done so far has been the one where he was getting ready to go against Logan Paul. And he said, like, I'm tired of being humbled. Like that whole thing. That was my favorite. This past one with Cody, I said it, I was a little bit critical of the second half of his promo, but the first half of his promo, I thought he did a phenomenal job with just being himself and saying, you know what, I don't usually do this, and drops the titles and said, have you won those? Have you even competed for these? Like, that was awesome. Thought he did a great job, did a phenomenal job. And for that, I feel like when you say best wrestler or PWI, number one wrestler, everything that he's done, you can make the case it's clearly him, especially he's doing it in the WWE. I get it. But when I define complete wrestler, him doing it in the WWE has nothing to do with being a complete wrestler. I'm trying to make it to where I don't care if you're in the indies or if you're in WWE, you can all be in the running for this. And it would be, hey, in ring, you're wrestling. What's your skill set? What are you able to do? What styles are you able to cross over into and match, regardless of your size or type or whatever? And for me, that's where MJF kind of has a little bit of a leg up on Roman Reigns. And it's not even Roman Reigns' fault. Roman Reigns' body type is the body type of a guy who, do I want to see Roman Reigns go off the top rope? No, not necessarily. I don't. I don't want to see him, like pulling, top rope elbow drops through tables on people. I don't necessarily want him to see him do, tope suicidas, and things like that. I don't necessarily
Didn't he used to do that back in the day?
Well, he used to jump over the top rope.
Yes. Oh, over the okay.
But
that's what I'm thinking.
Okay. That's something that like even Undertaker did at times, but that's not something that you really expect from Roman Reigns. Right. Whereas with MJF, he has wrestled a multitude of styles and he has shown that he can do that. And it seems like the matchups and the different wrestlers he's gone against, be it recently with Bryan Danielson or, Jericho or CM Punk, all these guys that he's gone against, Wardlow and such, like, go on through his record. Everybody else can go back and look at his record and see every single match, Cody Rhodes, etc. Like that is something that when I look at Max, I say, yeah, between you and him, I would say MJF, as far as because of his body type, because of how he's built, he is able to have varied wrestling matches and more varied wrestling matches than Roman Reigns. Now, when it comes to in-ring or when it comes to the promo work, I feel like that's where it's also like, hey, I don't want to like make it sound like Roman Reigns' promo work is, any less than or whatever, because Roman Reigns does it with less words, right? He does it with, very few. It's more about his presence than it is about his words. I feel like that's smart too. I feel like it's real smart for, WWE and Roman Reigns to come to that decision like, hey, it's about your presence. Take your time when you get down to the ring. When you're in the ring, take your time, listen to the crowd, let the crowd have their moment, have their reactions, and then you say that one word, and that can be very impactful. And I feel like phenomenal. That's great. But if I were to challenge Roman Reigns to say, hey, I want to see you have a promo battle with somebody, I feel like that's still not something I necessarily want him to do. I want him to stick to his strengths and what's working. So I would probably pull back and say, you know what, Roman, let's not have you go toe-to-toe back and forth with Cody, because again, the one time he did, it was like, okay, he defaulted to what Paul Heyman had said already. And then I was like, you should have stopped right then when you had him with the belts and saying, man, you ain't never competed for these. He could have dropped the mic right there and I'd have been done. Whereas with MJF, I think the whole thing would be like, you know what, dude, like what you would say if he's in WWE is, hey man, no F-bombs, no, watch the profanity, things like that. But watch a guy like Ric Flair, watch a guy like Shawn Michaels. When it comes to your promos and what you can do here, I want you to live within those parameters. And I think MJF has shown that range to be able to say, yeah, I could spit and say things off the dome, off the cuff. Like I can come up with things on the fly. You saw him this past Wednesday. He's got Darby Allin. He's got, Sammy Guevara. He's got Jungle Boy. And he's going 1-on-3 basically, and ripping on all three of them at the same time, and I mean, honestly, he was hilarious, with what he was saying about him, especially Sammy Guevara.
Oh, you got MJF, Sugar up in here.
No, I love the line when he went to Sammy Guevara, basically was not afraid to talk about him and being a guy who 7 months from now is going to propose to a new girl.
Another wife.
Right. Like, the man is able to just like shoot from the hip in any situation. Now, when you say face and heel, that's where it actually gets really dicey for both of these dudes.
It does.
Because on MJF's side, truthfully, we haven't seen it yet.
That's unknown.
Right? We haven't seen it. The closest we've seen it is when he cut his version of the pipe bomb and then he came back and people wanted to root for him, but he didn't quite commit to being a face, right? So in that, you would say, you can feel the crowd wants to cheer for this guy now. And we've seen it in Jersey, right? We've seen like when a crowd wants to get behind him, what that kind of looks like briefly, but he hasn't committed to that yet. So that is the tough one. Where it comes to Roman Reigns, some would say Roman Reigns' face run was a bust. Where Roman Reigns as a face, you had him never quite connect with the crowd. And there were a few times in his career where as a face, it seemed to work. When he went against Corbin and they were doing the dog food, yeah. When unfortunately, he was going through cancer and then he first came back, it was like, okay, people are sympathetic. Nice. And then it kind of faded out. Yeah. So for Roman Reigns too, it's like, do I even want to see face Roman again? Because he's already shown like
face tribal chief.
The crowd just was not feeling him. Now, the thing we don't know is, given he's developed himself as the tribal chief, would a face run with the tribal chief work? Maybe. We don't know. And there's an unknown for both of these guys when it comes to that, right? So my argument here is that when it comes to, the mic work, the in-ring, no fault of the tribal chiefs, but I feel like they are playing to his strengths and to his body type. Whereas with Max, I feel like, okay, because of his size, because of, his gift of gab, you can more say, I would probably cut him loose against anybody, like any wrestler, any style. It could be extreme. It could be technical. It could be, hey, you're going against, I don't know, this luchador from AAA. Like, and he could still have a match where he can try to one-up them and match them. So to me, that's where I would lean with Max. But it is interesting because, again, that complete wrestler conversation, I feel like he has a case if you're formulating like that. And I think there are people that can formulate it in a way to where you say, hey, you know what? It's about the stage and showing like you not only can perform in the ring, but you can lead and be the face of a company on that WWE level. So I get it. If you say that too. But for me,
no, I'm not even saying that. I agree with you. What you just said on the base level, just a pro wrestling level. That's cool.
Just the love, right? If I want to break it down and give people, like, again, if I'm looking like, well, if I'm trying to put anybody in that category, right? And honestly, I'm not even saying that Max is the most complete wrestler in the world. Period. I'm saying in this conversation between these two guys, I feel like, yeah, I would give Max an edge because of certain technical aspects and attributes that he has that are wider ranging than Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns is still the greatest champion. Roman Reigns is still in the greatest story. But for me, I would say MJF.
So I think you're looking at the glass half full or half empty when you say, Roman Reigns, because his size, he can work only one style, or this style fits best for him. But what I would say on the other half is, well, he can work with smaller guys. When he was a face and he went against AJ Styles, had some banging matches. When he can go against like you said, like a Baron Corbin, a bigger guy, or he can go against like a Ricochet. You know what I'm saying? Or he can go against like a Keith Lee, like some big some big dude. So you've seen him flexible enough to adapt his style with those, high caliber pro wrestlers on that end as well. That's what I would say, because
I don't disagree. I don't disagree with that statement. I guess what I'm saying is that when I look at just from a simple perspective, MJF and the moves that he can do and his capabilities, not necessarily how he stacks up against people in different styles, although that is part of it. Yes, that's part of it. So I don't want to take that away from the tribal from Roman Reigns and say he can't have a match against a Rey Mysterio and it'd be great. I'm not saying that, but I guess what I am saying is, like, Max being able to go, say, move for move with a more wide-ranging assortment of styles, and he can kind of adapt to and adopt, I should say, move sets from a very different type of styles a little bit more easily than Roman Reigns can. Roman Reigns, again, I wouldn't want to see Roman Reigns necessarily do, for his size, like top rope moves and things like that. Like he has done the dive over the top, but that's not something that for his body type, I would even really say he should do, or that I need to see. Yeah. But for Max, it's like, man, I get excited because it's like, you don't know what Max is going to do, because he is probably more built for doing all of these varied styles and all these varied moves. They both can have great matches against different types of wrestlers. But as far as like the moves that Max can pull off, like for instance, I don't know that I want to see, Roman Reigns do a, oh my God, why am I blanking out on the move? But like a Tequila Sunrise, like I don't know why.
Canadian Destroyer.
Right, a destroyer. Yeah, thank you. I don't know if I want to see Roman Reigns do a destroyer. Like, that's just not for me, Like,
I would mark out if he did one.
Yeah, it would be weird.
Did one out the blue. I'm like, what the?
It's like look at when John Cena was starting to do that, right? Like, it was interesting, but I'm like,
he was experimenting. I remember
like
that.
you trying too hard, John. Like, I don't know.
Leg drop. Let me get that. I'm gonna put that in there.
Right.
Yeah,
it's not gonna look clean. Like, it's gonna look like he's going through the motions. He's counting it out. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and he's gonna go do the flip. I'm like, no, man. Like, do what you do best, and that's okay. But with Max, I feel like, I can see that shit. Like, I can see him pulling it off and it look clean and smooth and quick and the way I would want that move to look. And that's where I go with, I think Max has more bullets in his arsenal when it comes to the types of moves that I can see him pulling off. Yeah. And if he has a match against another guy that can do that, it's like, oh shit, they can go move for move. And for people that enjoy that type of wrestling, right? Because everybody has their own favorite types of wrestling that they enjoy, right? And so for me, the fact that I love to see when you have two similarly styled wrestlers going against each other and they go move for move like that, like when I was watching the Cruiserweight Classic, and I'm like, man, all these guys are going like move for move, and he's doing a flip, like shit, like that's cool, and that's for some people, not for all, and I get that. But like, I do have to, for me, I do give points to something like that where it's like, hey, he can do it all. Like Ricochet, I would say, would probably be the one wrestler in ring where I can say, damn, there ain't nothing that man can't do. Now on the mic, you know, he's not that guy. You know, being real, he's just not. He's not that dude.
He got slightly better. He's slightly better.
Slightly,
keep it short,
but
keep it
he's
sweet.
not on neither one of these guys' levels.
Right.
Yeah, he's not there. Shawn Michaels, Ric Flair, we're not even.
Drew McIntyre told you to shut up and you just turn into Damian Priest.
Yeah, you know, like so. It's but in ring we know, he can do it all. So that's like he's got like a third of the conversation if we're talking about in ring, you know, mic work and then heel and face. Like he's got 1/3 of that for sure. But the other two, I don't know.
What about another part too? We both didn't mention. By the way, hold on. Let me get this out the way. Johnny, what up, man? I was so keen in on this conversation. Usually I stop the show. But hold on, Johnny. What's going on? Yeah, I see you, MJF, the True Tribal Chief. Yeah, whatever. But you know who your True Tribal Chief is right here. It will also be your winner for WrestleMania Night 2. So get ready for that.
You there, sitting at home. Acknowledge me.
Johnny,
get ready for that.
What's up, man?
Get ready for that, Johnny. Slow motion action. But welcome.
All right, so that's at least on my side. That's pretty much it. Anything from you? Because I mean, you know, I guess we had a little bit of conversation of it.
I was going to say another point. I think what makes a complete wrestler is the selling. I think, and we both didn't mention that for either wrestler. Roman is a phenomenal seller. Even when he was a face.
That's true.
Like he would make his opponent look good. I remember vividly, Survivor Series, him and Keith Lee. And he made Keith Lee look like a star right there. Like Vince McMahon, promote him to the main roster right there on the spot. Because Roman Reigns made that man look like a superstar.
I think there's a more recent one than even that. Honestly, I think the biggest one for Roman that I'm shocked I'm even going to mention this, but well, there's two.
Okay.
The one I'm going to save the other one. The one that just came to my mind is Jey Uso. That, you know, Jey Uso, he made into main event Uso. Yeah. Main event Jey Uso. You know, there's the matches, the series of matches they had leading up to Jey joining the Bloodline. And it was such a great job for Roman Reigns to help put that man over. And on top of that, I would say the more recent one that I'm really thinking about is Logan Paul. That it was a big risk for him to even agree to take a match with Logan Paul where he would have to sell for Logan Paul, a dude that is detested and not liked by many at all. The man has barely any in-ring experience, and then you're supposed to have a championship match against him. You're God mode, you're the tribal chief. We'll get to that. God mode, the tribal chief, you know, and you're going against Logan Paul with all that. Like, if you sell to this guy, you risk, you know, like looking weak yourself, you know, and people looking at you like, honestly, like we looked at Adam Cole with Pat McAfee.
Right. I had emotional damage from that.
The risk is so high.
Yes.
So it's amazing that he said, you know what, I'm going to do this. And he sold it well. And he helped make Logan Paul a legitimate star. He really did. So you got to give him props for sure. I mean, on MJF's side, I feel like the one that sticks out for me was everything leading up to Wardlow, and even that Wardlow match, like him getting buried by Wardlow in the match where he finally lost to him. Yeah. But the booking is where AEW blew it, which is like a whole nother story. Like they wasted.
That's not MJF.
That's not an MJF. Exactly.
That's
like MJF did his part as far as really making you believe this dude Wardlow is going to be a star. Like he's going to be the one to beat Max, and he's like, you're invested, you cared. Then Wardlow took out all his frustrations. He was working for this dude. He owned him basically, his family, everything. Like, man, you are done. They're done without me. And yeah, you were invested. So both of them have that. I would say Tribal Chief on a higher level than Max, because not only with all the experience that he has, but also too with the just Max. I guess I mean I hate to say just keep going to the AEW booking of all that, but just not. I don't know. He just doesn't get that support to really help the work that he put in to really put that guy over. So and we'll see, because right now we're in a situation too where, okay, I feel like this is where they're going with Max. Is they had the 4 pillars all together in the ring.
Yeah.
And Max he's the champion. So yeah, Max maybe they have a fatal 4-way. Maybe he goes against one of them. But whatever happens, part of Max's job is to help bring that other guy up with him, right? To bring these guys up with him, to bring Jungle Boy, bring all these guys up to his level, or at least close to his level, to where people are saying he could be a legitimate champion. So where this guy could actually be a legitimate champion, where Jungle Boy can be seen as a guy who, he could be AEW World Champion. That's Max's job now. Can he do that? That would be amazing to say at the end of it all, if Max actually pulls that off.
Well, he got to have the support of the booking.
That's the hard part.
That is right. That is the key equation, or the formula right there. Like, that support is what I don't believe in. Like, I believe in the wrestlers. Like, I believe in MJF because he can take care of his own character. But when it comes to like putting over someone else, like to your point when you said Wardlow, and all they had to do was just book him. That's all they had to do. Yeah. Like, just have him show up.
Just literally have him show up. The crowd was there.
We was pissed. We was like, "Where's Wardlow?"
Everybody wanted to see this man.
We're looking for him.
I don't understand. I don't get it. That is, it blows my mind. I don't understand. You literally just have to put him on television.
Booking, that is not passable.
Now, to Tim's point about Seth Rollins, I'll say this: that I would put Seth Rollins over both of these guys as far as who is the most complete. I would say Seth Rollins, yes, when it comes to the in-ring, on the mic, it's tough because Seth Rollins is really good, but MJF, though, man, like, there's just a way that I just feel like MJF, I have really high regard for MJF's promo work. Yeah, I really do.
I really like Seth Rollins because his is very more mental. That's what I like Seth Rollins. When he engaged with his opponent, he really tries to get inside their head. He really tries to fuck with them, break them down. I appreciate that type of
I think he's the perfect blend of character and like promo, and being able to like be like, serious and funny and all of that. Like, he's just he's in the zone right now with this character, with this visionary character. And it's like, he's still able to hold serious promos while being in this ridiculous character. And to me, that is amazing. And it's something I have to give him extra points for. Yes. With Max, it's like,
bulletproof.
Max is just himself. Like, Max is just like this is just who he is at this point.
Yeah.
Like, is he even a character, or is he's just an asshole? Like, I don't know. So, what I do appreciate about Max is that he just has that gift of gab, and he can just go and like make people like hate him. Like, his ability to just get heat with what he's saying is just on that level where I'm like, damn. Like, I don't know if Seth would even allow himself to go to that level to where he's really like getting that kind of heat. Whereas I do agree, though, that with Seth, there is something about, especially the platform that they're in, because it doesn't, they're not going to let, you say what Max says on WWE television to that level. They're just not going to let that happen. So Seth is doing it within a bubble that, it's kind of like, it's not PG, but it's family oriented still, but you still want to be serious. Like the whole thing he had with Riddle, where it was like, okay, we're having this promo, but then all of a sudden it's like, what?
Hey, Riddle, you still there?
Right.
I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah. You say, whoa, hold on. Like, what is this? So I appreciate that. And yeah, as far as in ring, I mean, Seth over MJF all day. Like, that's I respect for MJF and what he did, but I got to put Seth Rollins over him in that. And
it's crazy because Seth Rollins, he can He lost to Cody Rhodes 3 times in a row.
And it don't even matter.
Exactly. He's bulletproof. He's
it don't even matter.
Bulletproof.
Yeah. Most guys you would say, oh, he got buried. Like, shit, he's done. But then you see that, him now. He even talked about it in his promo on Raw. You know, he said the one thing, if you've learned anything about Seth freaking Rollins these last couple years, is that no matter how many times I get put down, I get back up, no matter what. So that's me. Him getting knocked out. He's like, man, that ain't no thing, man. You can't keep me down. You can't. And that's true. That's his character. You just cannot. He just won't go away. He will not die. So yeah. It's awesome.
Look at this comment from Johnny. Devin, I took the title from the tribal chief in 2K23 because he don't deserve it. You know what? Congrats, because that's the closest you're ever going to get.
Johnny, put in the chat. Who's your champ? Who's your champ right now? Is it Cody? I'm curious. I'm curious who you got.
Who?
No, Johnny. I'm curious.
Johnny?
I want Johnny to put in the chat who his champion is. Because I haven't gotten 2K23.
You always mention Bray. Is it Bray? Or maybe I'm thinking
he loves Bray for sure, but I have a feeling he probably gave it to Cody. If I'm taking bets here, I'd say it was Cody.
I'm gonna say Bray. It's 2K23. You can do whatever. I'm gonna say.
If you guys are playing 2K23, man, put your thoughts in the game because I saw a stream. It was up, down, down on 316 day. And, Austin showed up and it was cool. And the game looks good. So, hopefully you guys are enjoying that game because it looks sick.
Is it Gunther, Johnny?
Oh, hey, that's a good choice. I like it.
Gunther,
who's y'all's champion in 2K23? Who'd you guys? What was your first match? Let's get those conversations going in the chat.
Roman said, "Why can't you just die?"
Yeah, seriously.
Man, my man was in his feelings, bro.
Oh my God, yeah, he was. He was.
That's what I say.
PTSD kicks in real hard for him.
That's why I say Roman needs to keep the title until next WrestleMania that's the only person I will allow it. I will allow it. That's when if we was to do like a prediction show and you was like, hey, what's your confidence? My confidence will be risen. It will be concerned because it's that guy. That guy.
I mean, look, I've said it briefly once here before, but I feel like if Seth goes against Roman for the championship, I actually won't feel confident Seth is winning at all. I actually would pick Roman Reigns because I feel like everything is building up now to the first time Roman Reigns beats Seth Rollins, not that Seth just has his number the way it is right now.
Yeah.
I'm feeling like, if they have that match again, it's bound to happen that he's gonna beat Seth Rollins. It's bound to happen.
I like that story. Sometimes a person just has your number. All right.
Yeah, true.
That's crazy. I'm sorry, Chopper Chief. Shit.
Yes.
I don't mean to say that. I'm just saying.
Johnny said it's Cody. Yeah, Cody is the champion in the game, and he beat Roman Reigns in the game at WrestleMania, which is gonna happen soon in real life. Hey, man.
1,000 days. 1,000 days, Johnny.
That's what makes this. I mean,
as we get closer and closer, you will realize your confidence will start to waver. It's like, oh man,
whose confidence? Johnny's.
Johnny. Yeah.
Johnny's confidence. Johnny's confidence isn't gonna waver. Johnny's confidence every.
You know what?
Time.
You're facts because he just move on to the next one.
I was gonna say
he just move on. Anyone but the tribal.
He'll be upset, and then he'll move on to whoever the next opponent is and root for that person. That's all it's gonna be. So Johnny, it's okay. And you know what, Johnny, and I appreciate that about you. Enjoy this, have your fun, and no matter what happens, just keep rooting for who you want to root for. It's totally cool.
That's right. Root for you because I root for my tribal chief. That's a winner
man. They're just doing their job. You know what? That to me means Roman Reigns is doing his job.
Yeah.
Right? That Roman Reigns has people who just are at this point anybody but Roman.
Cut the
right?
belt off him.
Anybody but him. And that he's doing a great job
at
this point.
He's working you.
Yeah, exactly. So shout out to both these guys, man. MJF and Roman Reigns. All right. Let's move on. We've got to touch base on some of these other points here. So, these other topics.
Yeah, we did a little bit.
But I'll just get a little bit more into the 4 pillars. I mean, I kind of brought that up, but let's finish that off. So AEW, and yes, we're talking AEW. This is week 3. I'm talking AEW. And I'm enjoying it. I got to tell you, I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying talking about it. I'm not so sure about Devin.
I enjoyed Dynamite. I say that because it was hey, every time I always get Dynamite kudos when they actually tell fucking stories. They tell
story driven.
Right. When it's story driven, I always give them kudos. All right. It's trash when it's like, all right, match, no stories, all about action, flippity, floppity. Cool, you like that, but I ain't really learning anything. What in-ring psychology did I get out of this? Nothing for me.
Yeah, I love stories. I also love watching just great wrestling. I don't know. I just enjoy it all. You know, like this will be the second time I bring up the Cruiserweight Classic, but that for me kind of solidified like shit. I really love watching this in-ring stuff because, you know, there was literally nothing. I knew nothing about these wrestlers, a little bit about some of the guys coming from New Japan, but I really knew nothing about anybody in there, and it was really cool to be able to see that. So, yeah, I'd rather have
see, Johnny, I knew it. Anyone but the tribal chief. It is decided. When you say the Miz, anyone.
No, I can't, Johnny. I can't co-sign that. I'm sorry. No, Roman Reigns goes to the Miz. I'm rooting hard for Roman Reigns. I'm sorry. Hey, Miz is great. Miz in his way, he's great, but nah.
Solo.
If they had Miz and Roman Reigns' whole streak, I'd be like, what? It's like when he was Money in the Bank. Like, what we doing? We did this once before. Bobby Lashley had to fix that for us. Now we're doing it again? No, not Miz. Nope. Sorry, Miz.
Man.
Sorry, Miz.
Oh, Johnny, I needed that. Thank you.
Oh man. But yeah, let's talk about it. Let's talk about this opening. So MJF had a bar mitzvah. It's great. Rebar mitzvah.
Yes.
Which apparently you can't have a rebar mitzvah until you turn 63 or 73.
Yeah, so they said on the commentary.
So that was hilarious. It was like, you know, he had a bar mitzvah when he was 13 years old, you know, and it was the shit. He lost his V card. It was great. You know, it was a great night. It was a great day. So yeah, okay. It's MJF being MJF. You know, he's got the girls out there, you know, the 4 girls walking him out to the ring, you know, like 3 of them kissed on the cheek. The other one, he just full tongue everything. It was like they went at it. He was having the time of his life. He had the sunglasses on. He had this Burberry Kango hat. Well, not Kango hat, but like, you know, bucket hat.
Yeah.
You know, he was having a good time. They put him in the chair, did the Hava Nagila. They almost dropped him. They, you know, did the traditional dances and everything. And, you know, he was having a good time until Jungle Boy interrupted, went down there, uninvited, you know, to MJF.
Very uninvited.
Bar mitzvah. Very uninvited. He's like, what the hell are you doing here? And then here comes Sammy Guevara. What the hell are you doing here? And here comes Darby Allin. Like, okay, just everybody coming down, trying to ruin his bar mitzvah. They went one by one, just talking shit about Max. But Max's clapbacks were great. You know, I had a lot of favorites, but you know, the one big thing that he said to all of them was like, look, I've already beat all of you in one-on-one competition. Like, and all of you guys are here begging me for a title match. Like, none of y'all deserve this. So you know what? Get your asses out of my bar mitzvah. None of y'all was invited. So that was great. That was amazing. You know, Sammy Guevara, you know, I love that Sammy Guevara was out there and he was talking his shit and he was saying, and actually he got kind of deep too, was talking about, hey, you know, I grinded for 10 years in the indies and, you know, I had to work at Whataburger and was just like grinding and did everything while you were handed everything. And then he said, you know, when I came into AEW, when I finally broke in, that they wanted me to be the spot guy. They wanted me to be the bump guy for Jericho, you know, and that was supposed to be his role. But against all odds, you know, he like became a 3-time champion in AEW and he found his way. He made his way. And, you know, I was like, okay, cool. I like that. I like that promo. And he seemed passionate. It's probably one of the more passionate promos I've seen for Sammy Guevara on Dynamite. I've seen some stuff on YouTube, but on Dynamite, that was like, okay, I like that. I like that promo from him. You know, but then of course MJF clapback said, oh yeah, we're all great. We're all happy that you took your time out of your busy schedule getting the fights in the back, you know, with random people like to come out here and say all that. Like, great. I was like, oh, he got you there, Sammy. I'm sorry. You know, and even the thing he said, MJF said about, you know, his him about to propose or you know, calling him Sammy, I'm going to propose to a new girl every 7 months, Guevara. And Sami came back with, well, that's funny coming from the guy that just got dumped by his
Yeah.
fiance. I'm like, okay, you know that. Hey, they going back and forth. That was cool. That was
this
cool.
You gotta be able to take it.
Right. Darby Allin, was saying, yo, I
he had some zingers too.
Yeah, he said I quit film school because the teacher told me. She said, "Oh, the film that you're doing, it's not what we want here. It's a little too edgy for what we do here." And he said, "You know what? Bump all that. If you're telling me I can't do the type of film I want to do, then I'm dropping out of school." And they wouldn't let him do it, so he dropped out of school and decided, "I'm going to become a pro wrestler." And damn it, he knew one way or another he was either going to succeed as Darby Allin or he was going to fail as Darby Allin, but he was going to do his own thing. He was going to be his own person, and he made it. And he said this might be a bad business move, but I've already told them I am not going to have any bidding wars for me, because this is the one place that lets me be me. And that's more than any paycheck, right? Unlike some people who like to, grown adults in the back who like to go on Twitter and complain and say, "Oh, I want out of my contract. I'm not happy. Bidding war of 24. Of course, talking about this dude, MJF. So I thought it was cool. I thought it was great. Now, Jungle Boy, I'll be honest, his was probably the least memorable. And I feel like
I don't remember what he said. I remember Darby.
Yeah, I remember Darby. I remember Sami, Jungle Boy, and I took notes, but I'm just not like
that's fucked up, bro.
I took notes, but I'm gonna tell you right now, I gotta be honest. I'm just being honest about it. His was the least memorable of anybody's there. So, it's he has some work to do coming off of this whole thing with Christian to really get me invested in his character.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, so before we go further into it, you want to add anything to that, or just in general about what you saw from the
because I enjoyed this promo because this was 17 minutes of just promo talking and possibly building for the future. All right. But I am hesitant for that because I don't know, will they stick with this? It's cool they gave us a little sneak peek, hey, this is possibly could be setting up, a little foreshadowing. Cool. But will they revert back or just go back to what they know? Hopefully they go back. Well, actually, it's funny I say that, go back to what they know. They should do that because 2019, that's what they need to do. I felt like this episode was like a 2019, that early version of when they was just putting more narrative in their weekly episodic program. So this felt refreshing. So I just hope they stay consistent with that. All right. So but what I'm scared of too, what MJF is going to do with the three of them, each of them go through the MJF trials. If he does that, bro, I'm done. I'm done. I mean, I'm done. Even he's trying to work people I'm a heel. I'm gonna keep on doing this.
Yeah, right. Cool. No, seriously,
cool, I hear you. Cool, do you, bro? But from a story standpoint, I'm done, bro. That's not interesting. That is not interesting. And then 2 weeks, before the pay, we didn't want to rev it up.
For sure. If they announce, Jungle Boy gonna go through the trials of MJF
after him, and then it'd be all right, Darby, you next. Another trial, another 5.
That would be tough. That would be tough to sit through, I would say. But I mean, he is a heel, so I don't know. He may do it just because he knows it pisses people off.
Exactly.
He might really do that. Yeah. That's interesting. I mean, I enjoyed it from the standpoint of when I realized what they were doing when they all went out there, I was like, oh shit, the pillars. Okay. This is cool. To see these guys MJF is the one that brought these guys up too. Yeah. He's the one that said there are the pillars, and now them coming out while he's champion. Perfect. So going forward, to your point, it's okay, you got to deal with this the right way. And how do you do that? How do they book them going forward? What's the story that you use to tell to be able to make whatever they're going to do make sense? Is it going to be that they'll do some kind of fatal 4-way between these 4 guys? Will it be there's a triple threat and one of these guys is going to be the next opponent for MJF? How are they going to go about it? It's going to be interesting to see. I mean, right now, based off of how this whole thing went, I would say Darby Allin makes the most sense if you just listen to how the crowd reacted to him versus Jungle Boy versus Sami and versus him. It makes sense to say do a triple threat, have Darby Allin win that triple threat, and have it be Darby Allin versus MJF for the title. Have a rematch of the what the headlock takeover matchup.
And he mentioned that too, Darby Allin. That's cool.
He mentioned it. He did.
I was like, that's cool. Oh, man. That was smart.
He said, I want a title match, and if I don't get one, you know what I'm gonna do? I was good. That was good.
Keyboard Warriors,
there, man. Yeah, Darby was having some fun. I appreciated what I was seeing from Darby, man. He just
it was like a different light right there. It wasn't like this, I'm brooding right now. It was just like, hey, I'm up. I actually slept. I'm well rested. All right. I had 8 hours of sleep.
Yeah, true. He did. He got some good sleep, apparently. He definitely had some energy for sure. Sleep. Oh man. It was cool too. Like MJF, he brought up like, this is all interesting. Like, he said, Sammy Guevara, you had Jericho, and Jungle Boy, you had Christian, and Darby Allin, you have Sting, and who'd I have? No one. Now the crowd, they started chanting something, and I kept going back. I'm like, what are they chanting? And I'm like, oh, they're chanting Wardlow. So they're trying to say, well, technically, MJF, you had Wardlow, but that is not actually the point he was making. He was making the point that he had a veteran, that was bringing them up, whereas Wardlow did have his back and like protected him in a way as like a bodyguard, but he wasn't actually like the point he was making about them is like they were protected by these legends, these guys that are like, big names in the industry that could bring them up and show them a way, whereas MJF is basically having to be a star on his own without some other legend bringing him up or leaning on their coattails, basically. Yeah. So, I saw what he said. And I'm like, okay.
So that's what the crowd was saying, because I was like, what the hell were they saying? Because it actually kind of threw off MJF a little bit in his promo, because I was like, what the hell is he even saying right now? And even Jungle Boy, he looked, he was like, that doesn't even make sense.
Like, because he said past, present, and future, and Jungle Boy was like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, how are we're all young. Like, none of us are past, present, and we're all the future. Like, all of them are like, mid-20s.
They were just filling time.
Yeah, but to your point, I think the crowd threw off MJF a little bit. And I don't think he even heard what they were saying necessarily. He just heard them chanting. And then he said, yeah, I know, I'm sick of them too, or I'm sick of it too. But I don't think he knew they were saying Wardlow, because he would have said something else. But it was an interesting moment, just him bringing up all the legends that they were with, and then saying, "Look, I got none of that," So yeah, so cool moment. Let's see how they book it going forward.
What about this comment right here from Tim King Show, Bloodline brother? I could see him fighting any of them at Double or Nothing. So it's definitely great filler. So do you see any of these opponents as filler or opponents for the next pay-per-view?
Well, okay. So Tim's point, if I'm reading this right, I think what he's saying is that this segment was filler, and none of these guys are going to be his opponent. Which I feel like if that's the case, it's a waste. Like, to do this and for it to, because the one thing that does make me agree with Tim a little bit is that Sammy Guevara was out there, but then Sammy Guevara was also in the main event for the Trios Championship, which had nothing to do, like, they weren't treating him as if he is a potential like singles opponent for MJF. Like, he's now just a guy in this, triple threat trios match, instead of being like a standout in that match to show, hey, yeah, this dude's a real threat. Like in WWE, usually with the booking, if someone is going to be a number, like Rhea Ripley right now, she's going against Charlotte. She's in tag matches. They're making sure they protect Rhea Ripley, even as an opponent, even as the person without the title, and making her look damn good. So if they were really intent on having Sammy Guevara being a guy who was going to challenge MJF, you wouldn't have him in this trios match just feeling like just another guy. You would have him have big moments where it looks like, oh shit, Sammy Guevara's on one. Like, let's build some momentum for Sammy. And he got overshadowed by Jericho and Kenny Omega, and the crowd just welcoming back the hometown boys. So to Tim's point, there is a fear now that you bring up that I'm like, ooh, is this just filler? I hope not, because again, it's a waste. I think if you don't utilize this,
that would suck. I'm like, man, come on, man. I'm already hating on y'all.
I think he'll wrestle them in a fatal 4-way or wrestle them all to kill time until Double or Nothing, where he fights Adam Cole. Man. I mean, okay.
Adam Cole, Double or Nothing against MJ.
I guess if we're doing that, like, I guess I'm curious how much time we have before Double or Nothing. But if, let's say, over the next month or so, he's feuding with them, and then that culminates on Dynamite in a fatal 4-way, then he wins, and then Adam Cole's music hits, and he says he wants him at Double or Nothing. I'm okay with that, but I kind of feel like it would be better if they were to do a fatal 4-way with the pillars of AEW. That should be at a pay-per-view. Like that, I think it definitely warrants being.
As soon as you said the pillars of AEW, enough said.
That's your main event.
Exactly. Yeah. That is pay-per-view. You got to brand that. You got to market, baby. You got to market that, baby.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. 100%.
I mean, marketing, so you got to market that shit.
Fatal way will bury Samuel Jungle and Darby. It sounds great, but you don't want that for your pillars. Code on that.
Ivan, you want the smoke?
Yeah. I don't think it would bury that. I mean, I guess it depends on how the match goes. Like, if MJF just dominates them, or they just don't have a good match.
No.
Yeah. No. What's that again?
I said all 4 young guys?
Yeah, like I don't see him doing that.
Sense.
I feel like it would be an even matchup, and all of them would get near falls. All of them would get, a visual pin. There'll be a point where you're like, oh, this guy, he could have won. He could have won. Like, they'll give all of them their moment. And so I feel like it would be fine, but I guess the burial would be close to a burial if you have it on Dynamite and it just feels like just another match. If you don't treat it like it's special. But if you put it on a pay-per-view, I think it's going to be big. Especially, they just got to get better right now at telling the stories, but also like hyping up a match like that. Like, you have to really put the production together to really get us to feel and care for how important this is. This needs to feel like the way that, and I hate to keep bringing up WWE, but the way that WWE made Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns feel when they were going to unify the titles for the first time. Yeah. The match itself was a letdown for a lot of people. Yeah. But the way they built that up, but the way they built that up, like, that's the feeling that I would want for something like this, where you somehow find a way to get these 4 guys to feel like, oh man, this is the future. And all 4 of these guys could be the face of the company, or maybe even look back at like when it was Rock versus Triple H versus Cactus Jack versus Big Show at WrestleMania 2000. Like, they all had, a McMahon in their corner.
Wow. Fuck.
I remember,
You pulled that out of your ass right there, bro. Yeah. I was like, oh, I remember that now. Yeah. Right. Everybody had a McMahon.
Everybody had a McMahon. Yeah. Yes. To find a way somehow to just say, hey, like, all these guys are important, to where now I'm like, it's not just Big Show losing. Like, it's Big Show and the McMahon that's representing him, which I think, was that Shane? I think it was Shane that was with Big Show, or Linda was one. No, Linda was with was with Cactus Jack or Mick Foley. I think it was Shane with Big Show. Vince was with The Rock, and Stephanie was with Triple H. I'm trying to remember. Either way, just make it feel important. Like, if you do something like that, where all these dudes are like, you just have them all feel like, ooh, man, I can't. Who's gonna lose the first fall, or who's gonna be eliminated, or something like that. Oh man, that'd be great.
I thought it would be Heyman, but Heyman's gonna fight Box 100 years fast, bro. Them motherfuckers.
That's, we don't like have that as a topic, but yes,
they don't like each other. We got beef on site, bro. But every time, like,
that thing is evolving now into something else, and it's cool, man. Like, I like. So what I like about it is how they're tying in. Hangman made a comment about he's lost everything. He's lost his friends. He keeps talking about how he's lost his friends. Yeah. And obviously we all know his friends he keeps talking about is the elite. So now the elite coming to his aid. It's like, oh shit. Like I get, like, are they going to come back together? Like, is this going to happen? And so from a story standpoint in this episode, that was interesting. Overall, just That I like. I like stuff like that. I like when you have a callback to something that happened in the past and you're still like, we didn't forget what happened there. So that was cool.
Yeah, that's a great point, having that on the pay-per-view. Would be smart booking, but do these 4 sell 70,000 pay-per-views? You gonna put a number on it.
Yeah,
70,000 pay-per-views. Where the fuck you get that number at, Tim?
You know, the way that even sounds to me, it reminds me of the Snyder Cut of Justice League when they're talking to Steppenwolf. I forget, his Darkseid's representative. He's talking to Steppenwolf. And he's saying, hey, you know, Steppenwolf, you still owe you like 150,000 worlds or whatever he said.
50,000 worlds, bro.
Yeah, it's like what? And you see Steppenwolf's eyes just get bug-eyed, like, excuse me? How am I supposed to pay that? It's like the bill collector just came and said, yeah, man, you owe me 150,000 worlds.
You're going to need to consolidate this, bro, somehow.
Like, how am I supposed to do that before I die? Like, shit, and that ain't our problem. This is what you owe.
You still owe the great one.
Right. Darkseid still expects his 150,000.
I remember that because I had to rewind that shit to make sure I heard that number properly.
Dude.
And I put the caption on too.
I was like,
he said 50,000 worlds.
Like, what the fuck? Like, come on, man. Like, this man, why y'all doing this to him? Why y'all doing this to him?
So if you got Earth, 49,999 to go.
Dude, that line was crazy. That line was crazy. Yeah, 150,000 worlds.
A lot of people
was desperate. Yeah, I remember it right. It was 150,000 worlds. Yeah, wow. Oh man.
It was 100,000. It was
150,000 worlds in Darkseid's name. Yeah, Steppenwolf was a powerful new god and the former herald of Darkseid, his nephew and lord of Apocalypse. After betraying Darkseid to their enemies, Steppenwolf was exiled and tasked with conquering 150,000 worlds in Darkseid's name.
What type of loan did he get?
Like I was saying, bro.
Like, bro, what did you
He didn't read the fine print. He didn't read the fine print. He signed his name like, yeah.
Man, 280% finance charge.
Right,
my God.
exactly. That interest is crazy. He thought, oh, I'll take care of this, no problem. I got this. How much time I got to pay this back? I got this. But like, no. You don't understand, man. This interest, when it kicks in, you gonna owe us 150,000 worlds. You just understand.
Oh man.
Yeah. So that's crazy. But
oh man.
Anyway, great, potential here. We'll see if they fulfill that potential. The booking has to stay consistent with AEW. Fingers crossed. Let's see.
There you go, Hafeez. You nailed it. If they tell the story right with these 4, if they go to Double or Nothing, it can work. I totally agree, but there's no story, then it's too obvious who wins, of course.
Absolutely. You don't want to make it too obvious, and the choice to win that would probably be MJF, but you want us to feel like it could be anybody, even Jungle Boy, because Jungle Boy right now is probably the one I probably feel. I think most people would say Sammy Guevara, but for me, Jungle Boy is the one that stands out. Like, they got some work to do to get this dude to really feel like, he's that dude. Like, I feel like that whole thing with Christian Cage just went on way too long, and now it's like, all right, you got some work to do to build yourself back up. Can you do it? I want to say yes. I want to believe in you, Jack Perry. Yes. I want to believe you, because there was a time where I did. But
yeah, when the rankings mattered, actually. But
that got Thanos out of existence, man. They don't even talk about it no more.
They don't talk about that. They talk about it, but they don't talk about it. They say
showing that in the graphic anymore.
They don't show the. They don't
when they show the name.
They don't show the rankings. They show their records. So they talk about it, but they don't. But they don't talk about it.
Do they post it on the website?
You know what? Let me look right now.
Yeah,
but I want to say the last time it said like August of last year.
Oh, geez. So they're not updating that at all. Somebody got this. Damn all this, man. We ain't using this anyway.
Rankings?
We ain't using this shit. Rankings.
The rankings matter.
The rankings. Oh, man.
Shout out to Money Mike. He was actually on Circle Debate last Thursday, man.
Nice.
Last Thursday, last Sunday. Take that back. Last Sunday, because they moved this show from Thursday to Sunday. So last Sunday. Shout out to Money Mike, man. He talked about his rankings, and
I'm cool with that.
Yeah,
Fans having their own rankings for who they feel is where they're at. That's fine. But when AEW says that we have rankings, but they don't use those rankings to actually consistently, pick who the number one contender is. Like, how is the dude that's, not even on the rankings getting a title shot, and the number one contender is just not even on television? Like, that doesn't make any sense.
On the official website of all elite. You know what? I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this for the audience. I'm gonna turn some shit off. I'm gonna turn these graphics off so I can share my screen so the viewers can see that we're not bullshitting about when the last time.
Oh no.
Last time these rankings were updated. So we're gonna do this right. We're gonna do it right. All right, there we go. All right. And let's get that. As you can see, on the
no. Oh, hell
I said August of last year. And there we go.
That's the last time. That's right now.
You're
That's
not scrolling, though. You got to scroll. Okay, I'll scroll. But the dates are going backwards. Backwards. We're at their most updated ranking.
First.
Yep.
We got Thunder Rosa up top with Wardlow and Pac.
Swerving your
glory. They're not even a tag team anymore.
Man, bro.
Keith Lee's hair ain't even dark, man. It's gray now, man. His hair is gray.
He's doing some weird character thing. I don't know what he's doing, bro.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
I'm gonna have Bearcat. You better have Bearcat, bro.
Yeah, no.
Give me Bearcat.
Give me Bearcat. Oh God! Don't make us Bearcat.
Get that Bearcat.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. That's crazy. August 31st, 2022. Huh?
It is decided. That is the last time those rankings were updated.
That's it. That's all, folks, for the rankings. Rankings are dead. RIP the rankings.
It is decided.
Yep. All right, man. Let's move on, man. Let's talk about AEW and women's wrestling. And they had 2 in-ring segments. This I wanted to highlight. Go ahead.
I got a bone to pick with you, bro.
Why?
Because when you sent me this, full disclosure, I didn't even watch Dynamite yet. So when you saw this, and I'm looking at the topics, I'm like, and you said AEW Women's Division featured twice in. I'm like, oh shit. And I'm thinking 2 women matches. Okay, shit. So I'm excited. I'm excited for AEW Dynamite, man. You already set my expectations, bro. I'm like, hell yeah. 2 fucking women matches, bro. I'm ready. You know what I'm saying? In the first, we get the 17-minute promo from the 4 pillars. I'm like, oh man, it's cool. And as the show progressed, and we see the Jade Cargill match, I'm like, okay. I'm like, all right, then we get 1 more. And I see the ladies come out. I see what was it? It was Paige, Toni Storm, and Ruby Soho. They come out getting ready to do a promo. I'm like, okay, maybe they just do a promo, and then their opponent gonna come out, and they were just doing promos, talking about what they're gonna do, what they establish, all right, and the reason, what's their motivation now, and Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter came out, and jumped them or tried to attempt to jump them, and that was it. They wrapped it up, and it was cool. I forgot about Jamie Hayter, actually. I was like, oh, that kind of sucked, because that's kind of clouding her, but yeah. No second women's match.
No, it wasn't about the fact that they.
I know now. Now that I read it, the comprehension, or should have asked the question. I'm like, hey, 2 women matches, really?
Right, because so the growth here for AEW is that typically there's one section of the show where they feature the women, right? It's usually like right in the middle. They get a match, and then maybe there's like a backstage promo, maybe from somebody like Brittany. And then that's it, right? So, but this time they had, the Jade Cargill match, the squash match. And then you had Taya Valkyrie make her debut, which is great. Okay, that's awesome to see her, as an opponent, potentially competition for Jade Cargill. So that was cool. And I was like, okay, that's done, because they went on to a men's match. I forget which one it was. I was like, oh, well, that's it for the women probably on this show. And then, but I was remembering because they'd actually advertised the Outcasts. And I'm like, oh, wait, when are we seeing the Outcasts? And I was like, okay, this is going to be like a backstage thing where they get interviewed by Renee or some shit like that, or they're sitting down, having a sit-down interview, the three of them. But no, they came down to the ring. I said, they're actually showing them, because I'll never forget when Thunder Rosa made her announcement that she was not going to be able to compete and that they were going to have to do her interim title for the women. And we were comparing that to CM Punk, and CM Punk got that big segment in the middle of the ring. But then you had Thunder Rosa. She got like 20 seconds, 30 seconds backstage. And I'm like, what the hell is this? Right? We both talked about that.
Yep.
So here in this situation, I'm like, this is interesting. They're having them come out, and they're trying to help push the story forward of this group coming together. And they're trying to show up these rookies / people who don't deserve the limelight that they've been given, like the Britt Bakers, like the Jamie Hayters, and I was like, okay. Because coming off of Revolution, I'm like, all right, I get it. Ruby Soho joined the group, and, I enjoyed the match. I felt like, I'm not sure, though, still about Jamie Hayter. And then storyline-wise, I still don't feel like this whole thing was really feeling like a story that they're going to keep pushing week to week to week. But I think I did mention that the only good thing so far about Saraya is that it seems like Tony Khan wants to show her on television. Yeah. So her not being champion does give us a chance to see 2 separate segments on television every week for the women.
She's taking the belt.
What's that?
She's taking the belt from Jamie.
Well, eventually it's probably gonna happen. It's probably gonna happen. You're not wrong.
Sooner than later, though.
Obviously. Yeah, it could happen. But
maybe battle of the belts.
I just think that is a step that I did not see coming, where they actually gave us a second women's segment in front of the crowd, in ring, and they had a microphone in their hands cutting a promo. That I was like, what? They're actually having this happen. And that's crazy, because we live in a world where WWE, where NXT does that all the time. Impact, you talk about it. This happens all the time. This isn't new. This isn't a revolution.
It's normal.
Right. It's normal at this point in other companies. But in AEW, it's like, oh my God, So, and I'm sorry, it was a reaction that I had, and I was like, are they finally joining the rest of us in understanding that, yes, you can have more than one women's in-ring segment? We're not at match yet. We're not at having 2 matches.
They gave us a match. When was the last time we got 2 women matches on Dynamite?
I don't got shit. No.
Let us know in the chat. Do it. Change my IQ. Dan Bakley. Yeah. You're good at this. Let us know.
Chad's gonna have to get that, because nope. Nope.
Help us out, Chad.
I don't have that.
Help us out.
We just had a pay-per-view, and they only had the one women's match at that pay-per-view. So no. But it was cool, man. So I'm trying to be somewhat optimistic about the fact that I think going forward we will get more. He's asking, what's the question?
Last time we got 2 women matches on Dynamite. 2 women matches.
Yeah.
All right.
Like, the fact that we had 2 in-ring segments here with the women, I feel like is a step, a small step. One small step for man, one giant leap for women's wrestling, Like, I feel like I'm just going to take that and try to be glass half full with it and look at it and say, hopefully this continues on. And Saraya even said it, like, you should be happy. This doesn't happen without me. Like, she said the women's division, but the way I'm going to look at it is, this kind of segment doesn't happen without her being there, because Tony Khan probably appreciates the star that she is, So yeah, so that was pleasantly surprising to me.
Okay, all right, that's cool. That's cool. You know, I'm just letting you know my experience on the other.
No, and that's all right. I thought you would see
but that's on me.
Yeah,
the way I read it, you know, I was just the way because it was like a topic. I was like, holy shit, you know what I'm saying? I was geek. I was fucking geek. I was ready. It's still a solid Dynamite, but you know.
Yeah. No, it was solid. It was solid. Overall, Dynamite this week was fun. That was a lot of fun.
QTV, did you see that?
Oh, QTV, yeah. Oh man, yeah. What were they? They're mocking.
They're what's that show? TMZ.
TMZ. Yes. Yeah. And they were talking shit about Wardlow. Well, basically, it was them that was behind the whole thing with Wardlow losing his championship. We thought it
was real.
Yeah, no, it looked real the way they did it. So good on them. Yeah. You know, they swerved everybody. And then you know, they were talking mad shit about him. Just QT was saying, well, it's okay. That's not last year, Max stole his momentum too. So he should be used to this by now as far as getting robbed. So I was like, damn. Like, and when he said that, you know, he's reflecting back to when Max dropped the pipe bomb right after losing to Wardlow. It was like that whole thing kind of got like all the attention switched from Wardlow to Max, even though Max had just lost. So, you know, I was like, okay, that's cool. And just that whole crew were just like talking shit about Wardlow. The only thing I didn't like about that QTV segment was that Hobbs felt like just a guy there. Like he's TNT champion, and he felt like he's sitting there.
Yeah. I like
not the momentum.
Yeah.
Like, go ahead.
Yeah, I like the skit, but the entertainment felt like it overshadowed, you know, Hobbs, man. And I didn't like that. Because he was the fresh and new champion. He should have been, you know, right there. Actually, he should have been leading. He should have been up there.
Put him where
QT should have been sitting down. He should have been pointing to QT. You let him know what's going on. Like, hey, right. You should have been leading the show. You know, they had this shit backwards. But
they could. I mean,
but it was still a good attempt because I was entertained at the end of the day.
Right. As far as doing something different than just having the wrestling, like having a segment like that was going to be interesting and different. Yeah, like it was cool. I mean, it's funny because he said, "Welcome to Will's World, bitch." Like at the end of his line, I'm like, yeah, this whole thing, instead of calling it QTV, just call it Will's World and have him be the host. You know, and literally like it just flip it. Just that's that simple, because QT having all this attention is unnecessary. It's just unnecessary.
Maybe it's a dark thing because I don't get it. I'm like, when the fuck did he get a show? Why the fuck is he even calling QTV? Why the fuck is he even leading this? God damn it! But it's entertaining. Yeah. It's cool. He's entertaining. I get it.
Yeah,
entertainers.
Yeah, it was cool. It was cool, man. For what it was cool. All right.
Yeah, Bakley said November is when the last time we had two women's matches.
She got on it.
Yes, I was like Bakley.
Mm-hmm. Oh man,
I knew it. Cause look at that response. He was like, "I'm on it." Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh man. Well, let's get to the next topic. We're gonna talk a little bit of WWE, talking about this newly announced matchup for WrestleMania. Yes. It is Finn Balor versus Edge in Hell in a Cell. So this is interesting. Like, first, I wasn't sure because there were rumors about Hell in a Cell and these two for a little while now.
But you know, fuck them dirt sheets, man.
I mean, you don't want to buy into the rumors because, it's like, you know, whatever. But it's interesting because when I first heard about it, I was like, I don't even know if I want Hell in a Cell necessarily at a WrestleMania, you know, with these two guys.
Really?
When I first heard the rumor.
Oh, okay. Right? I got
now that it's real, I'm buying in a little bit more, but I don't know. One is I really want Finn to win this match because it just makes sense for Finn to go over and be the guy.
Wait, hold on. I got to pause on this because JD just mentioned this. Tony Khan hates women's wrestling. He probably fast forwards doing the Trish versus Lita feuds. Damn.
Wow.
Double damn. Shout out to JD and the Wrestle Break podcast.
Tell us how you really feel.
Right. Hey, I said,
oh man.
You care about women's wrestling?
Yeah. I mean, you know, you can only go with what he's showing you. You know, like it's just what it is. Hopefully, he changes his tune and again gets with the program. It's 2023, man. Like, come on now. But yeah, it was kind of at first I was like, I don't know. Hell in a Cell, WrestleMania, Edge, Finn Balor. I'm not sure. Then they announced it, and I'm like, okay, cool. Especially when Finn said, I've been to hell before, and they I was spit out because they couldn't handle my demons. I'm like, is this thing about the demon? Because we talked about this too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even I think when the rumors first started, that's one thing that was part of it was him being the demon, and I guess the Judgment Day version of the demon. I'm like, I am curious about that. I am curious about what Finn Balor looks like as the demon, and like I said, I want Finn to win this match so bad. I don't care, Edge's part of the story is fine, but I'm so against his point of view and perspective in this. You started this, you created this, is your fault. Everything that happens now is on you. So you can't go and be like, oh, I'm the good guy now in the story, and oh, you guys. No. You started this, and we're finishing it. Like, we've made it better than it was when you were at the head of it. Yep. So, and he said that too. He's like, you made it better. Good. Stop there and leave him alone. Like, what is all this? Like, just give him their props and move on, Edge. But no, he wants to end the Judgment Day. He wants to get out of here. No, Edge, no. So they learn from you. So you create this monster, you're going to get destroyed by it. That's just what it is.
Edge is almost coming off like a hypocrite, bro.
He is.
Like, I don't... Bro.
He taught them what they know. They're doing what they're doing because of you.
And then he want to come at them. WrestleMania, hell in a cell. And the fan got every right to feel how you feel, bro, coming at you.
It's cool when they do it. It's a problem when I do it. Fuck them.
Man. It's wild. It's wild. This is like, Edge, man. I don't know. I don't know if I'm feeling. I'm not feeling where he's coming from with this storyline from the jump. So yeah, I'm rooting for Finn. If he brings the demon, he's got to win. You can't have him lose as the demon again, especially if he's a new version of the demon. You're creating a new character, and you're going to try to build him up after he lost to the tribal chief. It's like a reestablishing of that character. So
to the
there's no, he's got to win. So I'm excited to see the demon. I'm sure Edge is going to be like Brood Edge, but
you think so? You think he'll be Brood Edge?
I think so, because I think he's going to try to match, because I think that Edge is...
No, he didn't do that last WrestleMania. He was on that mountain on impotence.
Yeah, he was. He sure was. And it was cool. It was cool. Yeah, I forgot where Edge pulled out that Brood Edge thing where he came out and it was like fire and stuff.
Yeah, he did that. Was it?
Yeah, he sure did.
SummerSlam?
Maybe it was SummerSlam. Yeah, it might have been not the last one, but the one before that.
Yeah.
But yeah, just that is not on the same level as the demon. As far as like people getting excited about.
Nah, you gotta eat this L, bro.
Right, Edge. Sorry, you gotta lose. You gotta lose. Bro. But excited now. I'm getting more and more excited, but specifically for Finn's side of things. So definitely looking forward to that. Also moving on to Seth, Freakin, Rollins, and Logan Paul. So yeah, this matchup last week, I think, was where we had the KO punch get struck by Logan Paul. Logan Paul knocked him out. Then he used Seth's line of "bye-bye, bitch" when he left off. So it was an interesting face-off, and I think they confirmed at that point that we were going to get the one-on-one match between. Oh,
hold on,
yeah,
wifey. You see it, right. You started like, hold on, I see the nasty. Hold on, stop the show. Wifey in the building. She at the sister-in-laws right now, so everyone says hi, like, hey, what up, family? They watching the live stream, I guess. What up? Yes, live show. We're live.
Oh man, cool. All right, what's up? All right, so yeah, just Logan and Seth. This has the makings of a potential show stealing match for sure. These two Logan didn't show up this week, but next week he's gonna have a special version of Impulsive, where I guess the Miz is supposed to be a guest, but we know Seth Rollins is gonna be there. And Seth said, he's like, all right, man, like, you go ahead and bring your crew for Impulsive, and I'll bring mine. And he looked at the crowd, because the crowd, during even that last week, The crowd would not stop singing his song.
They have been taking over and over doing Seth Rollins.
New York, I think it was Seth posted that on their way home,
I saw it on Instagram.
Singing. Yeah. They were singing
leaving the stadium, and someone was
Yeah.
taking like a recording of, you hear the in the as they was leaving.
Dude, this thing, he said
I need
he
to be
had
a part of
chills listening to them, and it's just it's right now, his whole aura right now is on another level. To have the crowd feeling like this about him, and just showing him this love and being this invested in him. So that's awesome. And this match does feel like a show stealer. It definitely feels like one where Logan Paul's gonna bring it. Logan Paul's gonna do some crazy shit, and it's gonna blow our minds.
He's a good wrestler.
It's
I said that. He's
really
a good wrestler.
Yeah, Logan Paul. He is. He is a very good wrestler. He's got an it factor for sure.
Remember what I said? I would love to see a Logan Paul and a Kenny Omega match. I stand on that shit.
Oh,
That's
man.
the reason why I said that. I want to see that. Even though you want to, look at that. You guys, that's how you taking your time. Look at you. I see you. Yeah.
It's just different. It's just weird. Like when I think of that, for whatever reason, I was just thinking about Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay, and I'm like, okay, so that match I was really excited for because those two guys, their styles, everything like that.
Yeah.
And I don't know, Kenny and Logan Paul, like, would I be excited? Okay, I don't think I would be excited for the match, but I think if they had the match, it would be a fun match. You know what I'm saying? I think he would put on a good match, but I'd probably go into it the same way I went into Roman Reigns and Logan Paul, where I'm like, we're really doing this? And then I'm watching the match, I'm like, damn, this guy's doing a good job. Like, damn, like he's actually good. You know what I'm
the
saying?
shit out of them V triggers,
Yeah. Like this one, the reason why I'm excited to see the match, I think, is because the story they're telling, Logan Paul keeps screwing over Seth Rollins.
Yep.
And I'm such a Seth Rollins fan that I'm just like, I'm actually irritated with the fact that he threw him out of the Rumble, then he cost him the Elimination Chamber match. I'm legitimately pissed off at Logan Paul right now. So he's done his job. He's a great heel, and thank God he's a heel this time.
Yes.
So
played the cards right.
Exactly. So yeah. So from that perspective, yeah, I'm excited for this one. Kenny Omega. He would have a good match with Kenny Omega. I can say that for sure.
It would be a banger. It would be certified.
They would put on a banger. Yeah,
that it could be. They would put on a banger for sure. Because when you look at what he did with the Tribal Chief, you got to give him the respect that it was a banger of a match. So him against anybody, he could do that. He's Logan Paul. He's just Logan Paul. Who knew, man? I was like, God damn, why you gotta be good? Why you gotta be good at wrestling, bro?
Yeah, man. So definitely, this is a very interesting match, of a show stealer of a match, and let's see what happens on Impulsive. I'm sure it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Everyone will have the angry Miz girl face saying, "This is a good match."
Yeah. That's fair. That's exactly what's going to happen.
Yes.
That's exactly what's going to happen.
Fuck, why you so good? That's how I felt during the Crown Jewel match. I was like, I want to hate on it, but I can't.
Yeah.
Like,
crazy. All right, let's move on here. So this one too, this was really interesting. Austin Theory versus John Cena. Oh man, I stressed the theory part because John Cena had a line about it. See, your name, you got the best name in wrestling. Theory. Because that's what you are. Like, in theory, you should be everything. You should be great. You should be the guy. But that's all you are ever going to be, is a theory. He told that man, he said, look, this is the worst mistake you're ever going to make in your life because you can't win regardless. Because if you lose to me, like, yeah, you just lost to John Cena at WrestleMania. If you beat me, you got to come back out here and do this night in and night out and prove that you're the guy. So you're in a lose-lose situation because we know you can't do that. I'm like, man, John is getting into this dude. He's like, you don't have it here, you don't have it here, and you damn sure don't have it down there. And that last part, you may really want to work on that. I said, John, what?
No. He wasn't
torched
ready.
him. He torched him.
Joe, he burned this dude.
Yeah.
Like he deconstructed his character. Theory. That's perfect. And then I'm like, where's he going with this?
Best name in wrestling.
Right.
Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, The Undertaker, Austin Theory. Everyone's like,
About to break this down to a science, my guy.
that's what you are, a theory, and that's what you'll ever be. I said,
Damn,
okay, John.
Damn, John, why you gotta be so good on the mic? Why you gotta do that to him too? But I'll give Theory his credit. I watched it, but I felt like he wasn't shaken by it.
No.
He still went through his promo. I think people on Twitter were saying like, oh, he just got he just got buried by John, and look at him how he's like doing his responses. I'm like, I think he handled himself well.
He got roasted, but he didn't. He's not like something he can't come back from.
Right, exactly. Like, it's all about the results. When he get that dub, then now.
Yeah, I mean, I would say what happened with Roman was worse than what happened with John Theory.
That was
because Roman, it looked like he literally almost like wilted by his responses. You could tell it was like he was like, well, shut up, bitch, and like just kind of like didn't really have anything to say.
You a fake ass, punk ass bitch.
Right. It's just
yeah.
Roman, that's it. Did you not hear what this man just said about you? And this is all you gotta say. Oh man. You just like proving him
you
right.
A bitch. Like, hold on. You a fake ass, punk ass bitch.
Oh man. Like shout out to Roman Reigns, man. The evolution of Roman Reigns has been
Tribal Chief all day.
He's come a long way. He's come a long way.
The Tribal Chief has come a very long way.
He's come a long way. Oh man.
Guy. Still my guy though. Still my guy.
Oh man. But yeah, so you had Theory this week. I especially liked how he was with Tez and Angelo Dawkins, because they were trying to clown him and Theory wasn't having it. He basically stood his own, and he's like,
down, bro.
Which one of you two is the one that has, that fortitude, that hunger, that passion? And he looked at Tez, he's like, I think it's you. And looking at Angelo Dawkins, he said, I damn sure know it's not you. Looking at Tez, saying, because you about the jokes, everything's funny to you, but when it matters most, you come up short every time. I said, oh shit. Okay.
Just leave
okay, Theory.
Right.
I liked it. It's like you've been given opportunity after opportunity, and every time you come up short. I said, because especially recently with the Street Profits, usually, and with Tez too, he was in Elimination Chamber. He lost. He had a great moment, but he lost. These last tag team matches, you could tell Tez it's almost like his emotions got the better of him, and they would lose. So it's like, Theory's kind of got a point, Tez. When it comes to you, man, it's like everybody sees that you're the guy. Between the two, between Angelo Dawkins and you're the one that actually stands out as, if one of you went singles, we would pick you. Not to say Angelo can't, because I've grown to a point where I'm thinking Angelo Dawkins is going to be fine. If they split up, Angelo Dawkins is going to be just fine. But when you talk superstar, like Tez feels like he's got that superstar about him already. And, it's just like, when is that going to happen? When is he going to finally take that next step? Theory at least can say, I'm United States champion.
Yep.
I was at WrestleMania and I had a match with McAfee, Stone Cold, Vince McMahon. Like, I was in a marquee match. What were you doing? As a matter of fact, this WrestleMania, are any of you in the car? Are you guys even there?
Mic drop.
Right? Like, what are y'all doing? Oh, that's right. Nothing. Just walked off.
Dipped out. I was like, damn, bro.
I said, what?
This is how I felt about Montez, because he had a salty ass face.
He gonna cry in the car.
He definitely, yup. Like, Tez, Yep. Like, damn. That's Tez, man. I'm sorry.
Like,
I'm sorry,
do him like that. Like, man,
he
was
told
ready.
the truth.
He
Nothing he
like,
said
oh,
was like over the top. He said what he's commentating on what's happening. He's not even like reaching. That's what's sad about it. You know, he's just literally saying things that are happening.
He's speaking facts. That's what he's speaking. I'm speaking facts. I saw it happen. So I'm speaking the facts right now.
Good on him, man. Good on Theory. They switched up his entrance a little bit too. You know, they blacked out all the lights and they showed the camera was behind him now instead of in front facing the stage. It's behind him facing the crowd. And you know, you see the lighting. They're really trying to show off the muscles and get like. I'm like, okay, they're definitely preparing to even push Theory harder, even after John Cena at WrestleMania, because they're already changing up the production to try to make him seem like $1 million. Like I peeped that right away. I was like, oh shit, they changed this up a little bit. Okay, like I like this. So shout out to Theory, man. Like he's doing his thing, and yeah, him and John Cena. I mean, the parallels are there. There was a video that I saw, I think it was on Instagram, where he was like, I don't even know if he was in WWE at the time. He might have been developmental. And he said something about John Cena was asking people to step up. And he's like, hey, look no further than right here. And I was like, wait, how many years ago was this? I think this was like 8 years ago or something, that Theory was saying this to John Cena. Like he's been wanting John Cena for a good minute, like almost a decade. He's been talking about this man.
This is his dream match. This is his dream match.
This is everything
his
for
dream
him.
match, right?
Yeah,
right. Like KO and Stone Cold, that was his dream match. Now you got like he's winning. Like I'm good, bro. That's why he got on the Street Profits like that. Like, yeah, matter of fact, I'm at this WrestleMania. What y'all doing?
Back-to-back WrestleMania.
Hold on, what y'all doing? Huh?
United States champion. Gold.
Right. Results.
Like,
and I'm deuces.
Like, man, that dude. Again, shout out to Theory. He's doing big things, man. Good for him. All right, man. We're at the main event here. Bloodline storyline. Got a lot going on with the Bloodline overall. Got a lot going on with their opponents, their respective opponents, in Cody Rhodes, in Sami Zayn, and now in KO, especially coming off of SmackDown. There's a whole lot going on here. Man, it's like where even to start, but let's get into it. So the Jey Uso Sami Zayn story is kind of what's keeping everything moving forward on television. And I would say Cody kind of cutting his own promos and Paul Heyman saying a little bit here and there too. Yeah. So Jey and Sami, I said it before on the show that I thought, okay, if they just have Jey rejoin the Bloodline and there's no consequence for Jey, this storyline is a little bit flawed for me, because the way that this all transpired, one, you walked off, right? Everything was going on and you walked off from the Bloodline. And then at Elimination Chamber, you not only showed up, but you showed up and you stopped the Tribal Chief from using a chair on Sami Zayn mid-match. The match was still going on, and you came out there and stopped the Tribal Chief from using the chair on Sami Zayn? Huh? Okay. Then you came out, you know, it was your brother and Sami arguing, and you didn't do anything. You didn't put hands on anybody. You just kind of like made your presence felt fine. Then finally you showed up after they had the match, and it looked like you would pick Sami. Now, I'm like, you can kind of feel like this is probably not going to happen. But the crowd bought in. They were,
I bought in. I was pissed.
Holy shit.
I was like, fuck this dude. You fucking traitor. You both of you fucking traitors. I was snapping, bro.
Oh, they had you. Wow.
Snapping, yes.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right.
Yes. We had the weekly live discussion in our, Facebook. Shout out to the Clark Street Wrestling community. Yes, we had our weekly live discussion thread, and I was pissed. And then, and then 1 minute later, I was like, oh, never mind. False alarm. Continue. Forget about all of that. Forget what I said.
Patience. Be patient. Be patient.
But I was hot, though. I was hot. I was hot, bro. I was like,
So,
what the fuck is this?
for me, when I saw that, at first I was like, this just feels weird. It seemed like I could see Jay kind of like measuring his distance between him and Sami from the beginning. I'm like, oh, no.
Hold on, 2 more inches.
Right, 2 more. I'm gonna hit the super kick. I'm gonna have to be, certain. All right,
I'm on my spot.
He's looking at him. I'm gonna throw the 1 up real quick. He's looking at him. I'm like, no, Sami, no, don't trust him. He's like, I trust you. I'm like, I don't trust you. No. So he super kicked him, and then I love the intensity from Jay. He's like, this family shit. You thought I was gonna choose you? I'm like, yeah, that I felt it. That I thought
I was gonna get my brother clipped.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. So there's parts of it that you can understand. I guess where I'm gonna try to formulate the story to make it make sense for people who are saying, we want to stand behind the way it is right now. I'm gonna say this: that it's about Jimmy, not necessarily about Roman, right? I think there's a way to tell this story going forward where he still feels a certain type of way about the tribal chief, but because Sami was going against Jimmy and Jimmy was feeling the way he was about Sami, the choice that Jay made was for Jimmy. And Roman Reigns has already alluded to this too. He's like, I know he has your back, but does he have my back? Does he have the Bloodline's back? And that's the thing that's still unanswered in all this.
Me.
Right.
Me.
Right. That's Roman's stance. And we still have not seen those two interact yet.
No.
Like, it's still
they
hanging
got
out there.
They got words.
They still have to figure that shit out because, you walked out. Who the hell told you could walk out at that time when you were conflicted? Conflicted about what? You're supposed to be about the bloodline. So that's Roman Reigns' stance. And then I'm about to take this dude's head off of the chair and you stop me? I'm in Canada representing the bloodline, fighting for us here in enemy territory. And you came out and stopped me? What?
I got questions.
He's got some shit to answer for. Jay has some shit still to answer for. But I get it as far as Jay having Jimmy's back, right? I understand that. And the bigger picture of having the family's best interests at heart. But he and Roman,
you gotta pay attention to his choice of words too. To Jay.
Yeah.
When he was explaining the reason what he did, he was like, I had no choice. And then he broke it down. What would you do for your family? They called you. Their car broke down. What you gonna do? Just gonna let them sit? What you gonna do? I'm like, well, yeah, I get it. I had no choice.
Right. But even Sami tonight, Sami called it out a little bit too.
Bro.
He's like, I don't even think you're mad at me. I think you're mad because I did it first. You're not mad that I hit Roman Reigns with the chair. You mad because you didn't do it. And I'm like, and he didn't say no. He kind of just had this look on his face like he was thinking about it. And I'm like, that's where I feel like the story still makes sense with everything that's gone on. Because you can't just forget everything that happened there. Like, he did what he did. He made his choice. He walked out. You got to answer for that.
Yeah. Shout out to JD. I was hyped thinking it was Uso versus Uso. Then I yell, fuck! LOL, Oscar goes to Jay. Yeah, he got me. He got us all. Because, JD was in the chat. She saw me. I was fucking snapping. I was like, you fucking traitor. I was calling Jay a fucking traitor. I'm like, it's over. And then I was like, oh, never mind. False alarm. That's on me. That's on me. I was so livid, so blinded. Man. I was like, yeah, he wouldn't turn on his blood like that. But, man, he got me. Because he took his time. They slow roasted this.
They did. When they were in the ring and he grabbed Jimmy by the shirt and he was just standing there, I was like, ooh, what's happening here? Like, why is this taking so long? What's he thinking about? Like, that's when I was still like, okay. But when he told Sami, I trust you, and they hugged, I was like, something about this feels off. Like, something about this feels real off. And the way he was standing there, I'm like, just show the logo. Show the logo in the corner and go off and just like in. And I was like, nope, they're not doing it because something's coming.
When I saw it the second time, I seen like Jay look down, and he literally looked down. He took like a step back. I was like, "Oh yeah,
You
okay."
can see the setup.
You see the setup now. I was too blinded by the anger to see the setup. But yeah, Jimmy was like, "All right, one more step."
Right. Let me. Okay.
Yeah,
this motherfucker ain't gonna see this coming. Yeah. Watch
right.
this.
He got him good too. I was like, "Oh shit!"
And dude, man, no, I don't think anybody does intensity like Jey Uso when he's really like feeling, when he's really in it. When he grabbed this man by his beard and he's like, "This family shit, boy," I said, I don't even agree with you right now, but I'm loving this. Like, this is good drama. Like right here, I'm into it, and you do your shit right now.
The emotion he ever since he became main event Jey Uso, he's been on point with his motion, man.
Yep.
Like when him and Roman's going at it, I hate you, Oos.
Yeah.
Like my man was in his feelings. I hate you. You know, doing the whole like I don't know what to do, the whole Jay Temple rub, doing all of that, showing that body language. Like he's just so conflicted.
Yep. Or even when everybody because he said it here tonight too, man. He's like, everybody liked you. Roman liked you. Solo liked you. These people liked you. Jimmy liked you. I never did. From day one, I didn't like you. You know, and I remember that day where Roman Reigns told him to take off the shirt and Roman was trolling, but Jay was serious. Jay thought, this is the day.
Take the shirt off.
Take the shirt off. And he just ripped that shit off of him
He was ready. He was ready since day one. He was ready.
Day one, this man wanted this dude gone. He said, fake ass Oos. This dude ain't no damn Oos. He ain't family. Like, he just has such a great ability to help tell this story with his emotions.
Yeah.
Like, he wears it on his sleeve. He just portrays it so well. Like, shout out to Jay. Yeah, Oscar goes to Jay. Throughout this whole thing, man, like the Oscar goes to Jay. This dude, he's on another level right now with his performances for sure. For sure.
Yes. Best supporting actor.
Yeah. No, definitely. Best supporting actor. Absolutely.
Jey Uso. My man
is Jey Uso.
Some impeccable storytelling. Like,
yes.
You know, I'm like, even when he was telling the reasons why he turned, I'm like, I don't know, man. Where are you choosing your words, bro? I had no choice. What you mean you had no choice? I mean, it's family. Why you gotta say you had no choice? It's your family, though.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He putting reasons behind him. I'm like, okay, I get it why you had no choice, but why you had to say you had no choice? All right, I got questions. Tribal Chief on Monday, you need to bring these questions up. All right,
we need to hear. Yes. There has to be a conversation. There has to be a discussion. This shit right here, Jay. There's some shit to answer for.
No call, no show. All of a sudden, you show up, bro.
Nope. And they're not even playing it like the Tribal Chief knew what he was doing, right? Like, it was a plan all along, this and that. Because honestly, I wouldn't have liked that anyway. Because that doesn't make sense, really, that there was a plan. I mean, because no way Tribal Chief knew that Sami was going to do what he did and all. Yeah. No. So Tribal Chief wanted this man to show up for weeks. And he ignored all the phone calls from the wise man, from Jimmy, let's just say from Solo. Like, they couldn't hear nothing from you. And then you show up at the 11th hour to help Jimmy. But then he's got to ask,
in the crowd.
Get he has your back. He's in the crowd. Like, hold on.
Like, ain't nothing changed.
Like, what you mean? And then when Jimmy asks him, hey man, like, so what's up? You still with us? He's like, I don't know.
Oos.
What?
I know Tribal Chief was watching. He at home watching.
He's watching TV. Like, you don't know. You think that's why Paul Heyman told Jimmy, he said, stay home because there's things that you see on television that you don't see when you're here live. Roman is seeing all this. So
better pay attention to what Paul Heyman is saying, bro.
Dude.
Message.
Exactly. It's right there for you. Oh my God. So that part, phenomenal. Ooh. Now the KO, Sami, and now Cody Rhodes thing, that's been interesting now too. They played that, I feel like, for emotion, for, it was a beautiful thing, especially tonight. The culmination of it tonight, I thought was great. So you've had since Sami lost to Roman Reigns. You know, KO came out and helped him out, but really he didn't help him. He just said, hey, he didn't want his kids to have to watch him get beat down like KO's kids had to watch him get beat down at the Royal Rumble. So it was kind of like more for them than for him. I don't want nothing to do with you. I told you back then, I don't want nothing to do with you no more. So it's still the same. Sami, though, has been saying, hey, man, you know, strength in numbers. I know how the bloodline works. I was inside. I know how it is. You know, we have to work together. If we work together, we can do this. We can do something special. We can do something and bring down the bloodline. KO's like, nah, I'm good. I'm going to do this by myself. And he proceeds to get his ass whooped week after week after week, trying to do this shit by himself. Cody Rhodes, you see a backstage segment. I forget who was in the foreground, but in the background, you see Cody talking to KO.
Yeah.
And then you see like Cody help out Sami Zayn when Sami Zayn was getting jumped. So little by little, Cody's working his way into the story with those two. Then finally, tonight, you know, last time KO said, hey, man, I don't want you to show up, Cody. Whatever you're doing with Sami, that's you and Sami, but I don't need you. I don't need Sami. I'm going to have the street fight with Solo. I'm going to do my thing. He gets destroyed by Solo and the Usos. He's spitting puke and all this stuff in the ring. They went off, you know, to the off air, and he was like dead in the middle of the ring.
They destroyed this man, bro. Set that man up.
Done. Fast forward to tonight. Cody Rhodes opened the show. Hey, man, you know, I want to have a discussion. I want to have a conversation. I want to bring out somebody, and I want to talk to KO. Brings out KO. He's like, you know what? Before you even say anything, KO, this isn't a conversation for two people. It's a conversation for three. Brings out Sami. KO's like, God damn it. I keep telling y'all, I don't want nothing to do with y'all. Why you keep bringing me out here with this man? Sami's like, look, I don't even know what else to say anymore at this point. I've said everything I got to say. Is there something you need to say? Because every time I keep saying, oh, we should work together, this and that, you know, I feel like we've had our differences. We've turned on each other. We've done deplorable things to each other. But every time we find a way to come back and be on the same page. Why is this time different? He's like, we can't do this solo. We can't do this on our own. And KO's like, Cody, is this it? Is this all you guys have to say? Like, is this it? I told you.
He was not with the shit, bro. I was like, oh, shit. When he did that, he was like, are we done?
Are we done? Are you finished? Are you done?
Are we done? I was
like,
whoa.
KO wants nothing to do with this. But before they left that, because Sami tried one more time, KO said, you know, he cut him off. He said, no, I get it. I keep telling you, I've heard everything you had to say. We don't have to be friends. We don't have to be, you know, we don't have to be friends. We don't have to be friends. We don't have to be friends. But why would I do all of this? Why would I fight with someone that doesn't even want to be my friend? When he said that, I was like, oh, shit. That actually emotionally, you know, touched me when he said that. Because it's like this whole time, Sami's been assuming that, oh, it's like, okay, you hate me and
you
this and that and fine.
Right.
It's not about,
let's get it. It's not about friends.
Friends. Let's just fight.
Goal.
But it's like he underestimated how much love that KO has for him and the fact that he's heartbroken by the fact that he lost his friend. And it's just like, oh, shit. So it's like the light bulb went off for Sami, you know, and even for Cody, too. You saw him. He's like, oh, yeah. Like when he said that, when he delivered that line, like he was hurt. So then he left the ring. Sami goes, he catches him, and he's like, look, I heard you out there. Heard what you were saying. And I just want you to know, like, no matter what, like, if you never talk to me again, this whole bloodline thing, if we don't do anything, I just want you to know that, yes, you are my friend. I don't want you to misconstrue this. You are my friend. You are my brother. Like, I love you. You know, he said that to him. And then here goes KO, and he's, oh, this some bit, like, you know, he's just, you can tell, like, in his mind, he's mad as fuck. He wants to stay mad. And so he got his fight. He was fighting it. God damn it. This dude, he's trying to get me still. And this time he's really touching a nerve with, you know, he's pulling at my heartstrings now. And I got to get out of here. You know, I don't want to feel these feelings. So drives off. Then Jay and Sami have their words. We already talked about that. You know, Jay talking about, you betrayed me. You made me look stupid. I called you my brother. Do you know what that means for me to call you my brother? And then, you know, Sami like, look, man, you ain't mad at me. You just mad because I hit Tribal Chief with the chair before you could. Jay just attacks him.
Like,
You know,
what's this
Jimmy
really
comes
about?
out, backs him up, and then KO's music hits. He comes out, saves Sami, stunner. Jimmy and Jay, they're outside. The crowd is chanting, hug it out, hug it out, hug it out. KO turns around, doesn't even hesitate, just walks over to Sami, gives him a big hug. Crowd's going nuts. Oh, this is happening. They're together. So, and yes, we do have the reuniting of KO and Sami.
You see Cody. Hold on. They showed the camera.
They did show Cody. Yes, go ahead.
Over
Go
there
ahead.
smiling
Go ahead.
with that political smile.
Like a proud dad.
Just doing that political smile, man. Just loving it. Loving it, man.
It was great.
I thought of one clip. One clip because of these three.
And we're the three best friends that anybody could have. We're the three best friends that anyone could have.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, Cody, he brought up that, hey, you know, when I left this place, you know, and I was trying to figure stuff out, KO introduced him to some people that kind of helped him like become the guy that he's become now. Kind of leading to the Young Bucks, yeah, because KO and them, you know, they got a long history. So that was awesome, man. Cody's part in this, you know, I felt like you could see the seeds being planted when they showed him backstage with KO. So I thought they did a great job. Cody, the president, yeah. Oh man, yeah, it was great, man. I thought that was awesome. Cody too, man. He's been doing, you know, his best, his damnedest to try to sell the hell out of this matchup between him and the Tribal Chief. You know, he had that promo on on Raw after his matchup with, was it LA Knight?
It was LA Knight. Yep. LA Knight trying to fight everybody, but he's just mad.
Dude,
man, Rey Mysterio, yeah, I heard about you and your son, man. Motherfucker, I got issues with you.
Oh man.
So next Friday on SmackDown, LA Knight Mysterio, bro. It is decided. LA Knight, man. Everybody on the roster right now, bro.
Dude, yeah, it was great. It was great. Like, and I took notes too on Cody's promo too, man. I just like when that promo that he cut, I feel like he did a great job of just having the passion. And it was a great sales pitch. It was a great sales pitch for WrestleMania. You know, he went in and he was talking about, you know, I hear Mr. Heyman said, don't make it personal. He said, don't make it personal. What a joke. It's been personal since I first appeared on the show at 21 years old in front of these cameramen. It's been personal week after week when I'm choked up fighting back tears with every sentence. It's personal when I wear this protective coat of armor. And no, I'm not talking about my robe. I'm talking about this tailored suit. And the reason why I wear it is not because I think I am somebody, but it's because I want to be somebody. He's like, Mr. Heyman, you talking about acknowledging Roman Reigns. I acknowledge you, damn it. You need to acknowledge me. He said, I am not perfect, but my time since I came back to WWE has been perfect. I am undefeated. I grew up thinking that I was a prince in this industry, but I've got no crown, no chip, no master sword. I love that. Shout out to Zelda fans. No undisputed WWE Universal Championship, but on April 2nd, when the sun goes down on Hollywood, it's going down on Roman Reigns' generational reign. On April 2nd, it's not just those who have been down the roads or who have the roads and Reynolds blood pumping through their veins. It's every single person who has followed me until the end. On April 2nd, I have waited my whole life and I will wait no more. On April 2nd, Roman Reigns, I pin you. I stick you in the middle of this ring, and I become the first Rhodes in this ring to ever say that he's the undisputed WWE Universal Champion. I said,
I thought you were gonna say it verbatim like he was a preacher, because he was doing the breeze like get the tissue going.
Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord.
I said, don't ask no questions. I said, don't ask.
Oh,
don't
Lord
ask.
have mercy.
Don't ask.
Lord have mercy. Oh my God. Hey man, he was preaching. That was a great sermon.
He was preaching.
You know what?
He was preaching.
I
man,
felt the spirit. I did. I can't lie.
This dude is preaching.
Dude, I felt it. I felt it. I was like, oh, hallelujah, Cody. Hallelujah, Cody. Yes, yes.
I think it's personal to me.
It was, dude, passion. Like I said, it was a great sales pitch. It was great. Anybody that maybe for whatever reason, if you just tuned in at that moment, you just flipped channels and you caught that, I feel like that right there would get you say, damn, man, like what's going on in April 2nd? He keeps saying April, what? WrestleMania? All right, cool. I'll catch that match. You know what I'm saying? He's doing his part. Absolutely. So shout out to Cody Rhodes for selling the hell out of this match, pitching the hell out of this match, getting people invested, getting people to care. I thought it was great.
Shout out to the Wrestle Bread. He was on the campaign trail. Vote for me. Be the only one. Be the only number one contender. Let Sami and KO go after the Usos. That's right. Yeah.
Hey.
Thumbs up for Cody. Yeah.
Yep. Hey, thumb way up for Cody from me. Absolutely.
I love cheese and crackers. I love Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew. That what flavor was that?
Pitch black. Never
Pitch
forget
black?
that now. I'll never forget that.
That's some damn good Mountain Dew.
Damn good Mountain Dew cheese and crackers. Can't wait.
Dude, Cody, man, shout out to you, man. You're awesome. Like, just the passion that you have, it fits. I would say, you know, Cody in AEW, he was doing a lot of the same stuff. It just fits WWE. I
on
feel
this platform,
like even more so. And going into WrestleMania, he's helping to build that emotion. That's the emotion that we want when it comes to the main event of WrestleMania. So shout out to him, and yeah, it's gonna be a banger. It's gonna be a banger for real. Cody really is trying to be Homelander.
Since AEW,
you know, hey, there was a small part of me that keeps thinking Cody turning heel after all of this would be a master stroke. If somehow, some way, like Cody decides, yeah, I'm really gonna be the Nightmare, and I'm gonna by any means necessary win this championship and do it by heel tactics and be a villain, like, dude. That to me, there's something there that I feel like
I might have interesting feelings for that if that happens.
I don't think it's gonna happen. I think they're gonna play it straight.
Now he loves the crowd. Cody loves the crowd.
He does love the crowd.
He loves the crowd. He is Homelander though.
I mean, they fucking love me.
Right, goddamn right. Look, man, when even tonight he came out and he had the black on black with like the gold tie. I said, this is kind of a good heel look. You know, like there's something about that kind of felt
looks like money. He looks like money.
Yeah, well, like, yeah, definitely. But like, you know, I don't know, man. Like in AEW, there was a point where when he came back from injury, he had the black hair, so the blonde. And he wore that suit. I was like, oh shit, he's turning heel. He's doing it.
Won't turn heel.
Dude, he is John Cena on just like 2.0. Like for sure. He is John Cena.
John Cena gave him the rub after he destroyed Austin Theory.
Here's a real champion. Hit his music. I'm like,
well, that's a perfect segue.
For no reason. Cody had nothing else to do on the show. He just got introduced by John Cena. I said, wow.
Whispering nothings into each other's ear.
That was great. I'm like, they're really trying hard to make sure you know, like, hey, man, this guy right here, this guy right here.
Yeah, round to you.
John,
I got the Usos with me on my side.
Yep, perfect company guy for a long time. Oh my God, is he a company guy? And he's a legacy. He's a legacy. Shit, my name is Cody Rhodes, and I approve this message.
And I approve this message.
Dude. And he's got the American colors of USA everywhere.
Yeah, he got that perfect smile. It's like that half open smile, perfect out, and it's the political smile, just
perfect. He's everything they want. He's everything they want. There was a production.
He's not everything they want. Everything you want is right here.
A WrestleMania. I mean, look, that's not even gonna. Roman Reigns has done an amazing job for these past 3 years. Absolutely, he's been everything they wanted for the last 3 years. Absolutely. And when the time comes, when they say, who's that next guy? he's right here. He is being groomed right here. It is so clear. Oh man. Yep. Time it's okay, man. The time
you let him know.
It's coming. It's coming.
He understands. Cody will understand this.
Cody, look, man. Cody,
he doesn't believe
Cody
in God
respect
mode yet.
what I appreciate
He's an unbeliever.
Cody, actually, Cody is a believer.
He doesn't
Cody
believe in God mode, though. He doesn't believe in
nothing
God
but
mode.
respectful to the tribal chief.
Yeah, I know.
He's
Understand it. Formalities, yes, because he is.
You know?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. He's been respectful. But then that is why I respect this even more so, because he's basically saying, like, look, yeah, I acknowledge you. You're the tribal chief. You've had a historic generational run. And come WrestleMania, I'm going to beat you. Like, he can give respect and still believe in himself, too. And I'm like, man, that's cool. Like, I like that. I respect that. It's like a new thing, because most guys, they go against Roman Reigns, and, you know, it's just pure, like, you know, hate. You know, Kevin Owens, he was hating. Can't stand him. He hates Roman Reigns. Can't stand Roman Reigns.
I'm going to destroy you.
Right.
I'm going to destroy you.
Like, that's what he felt in his heart. You know, Sami Zayn, same thing. He had hellfire and fury in his heart for Roman Reigns. Like,
I'm coming for you, Roman.
Right.
I'm coming for the bloodline.
The bloodline ends. You know, he was feeling it. But Cody Rhodes like, no. I acknowledge you. You are
interfering in the bloodline business. It's a no. That's a shame.
Wait, what'd you say? I missed it.
Oh, I said Cody, he's interfering in bloodline business now. That's a no. That's a
they keep telling him don't interfere. He's
don't
like,
do it.
I don't work for him. Yeah, I love that though, man. Cody's like, but you keep feeling real. I don't work for Roman Reigns. If I want to show up and I want to help KO, I could do that. If I want to show up and I want to help Sami, I could do, because I don't work for you, sir. I said, okay. I like that.
Oh, what up, David? Just enter in the chat. What up, man? We salute to you. It's been a while since we've seen you in the chat, David. Welcome back. But yeah, man.
Yeah. So yeah, man, it's hell of a story. I miss seeing Roman Reigns, though. I will say he hasn't been around.
He was supposed to come last Friday. I don't know what happened.
Yeah,
he was
on here Monday. They said
Monday Night Raw. Yep.
Yeah. So and we got a week,
a couple more weeks. Hold on.
Is it 2 weeks?
Let me count the days.
It's April 1st. So what's today? The 17th. We got 2
15
weeks.
15 days.
15 days. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we still got some shows. Hopefully he shows up on every show now going forward. You know, if everything's good.
Like a Monday Night Raw too included?
Yeah. Let's have him on there. We don't have much time.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like Paul Heyman is cool, but I need Roman Reigns.
Yeah, I know.
I need Roman Reigns there.
He is the tribal chief. He is the God mode.
Yeah, we gotta have him. We gotta have him for this. I can understand if we're leading into, you know, Extreme Rules and he doesn't want to show up. That's what this is WrestleMania. Just show up for this.
Shows of all shows. Right. No, not Backlash. He'll show up for. He's going to Puerto Rico. 1,000 days. Here we go. Because you know Backlash be in Puerto Rico. I'm just saying. He's. You think a tribal chief ain't gonna be in Puerto Rico? You think?
The weather would be, you know.
Yeah.
You may have some fun. You may want to have some fun in Puerto Rico. Yeah, that's fair.
It's still your champion too. Tribal chief. 1,000 days. 1,000 days. As we get closer, you'll understand. As we get closer,
Cody is doing an amazing job getting me to because I enjoy this about Roman Reigns stories. Roman Reigns does such a good job of being that final boss. And I'm waiting to see which guy is going to be the one to be able to overcome that final boss. And with KO's story, they did a good job of making me say, oh man, like this would be a great moment to have somebody overcome. Then he didn't do it. And it's fine because it's a great story and he's doing a great job. Same thing with Sami Zayn. Oh man, he could overcome. Couldn't do it. Now you got Cody. And this one with Cody is like the ultimate lightning in a bottle because you have this legacy son of Dusty Rhodes, right? Just beautiful, the fact that he gets to fulfill what his father never could. Amazing. It's like, And honestly, I'll say this, that I don't know if the hype for this can get any higher. So if you don't have it happen here, and let's say you try to come back to this again at SummerSlam, I don't think it's the same amount of hype. I think it's like it feels a little bit more casual the second time around.
A little bit more diluted now.
Yeah, like I feel like
maybe, but
I don't feel that same. Oh yeah, we could get this moment again.
I think
but
Asian get another one out of this. Maybe it's just the way it depends how he tells it. And he's a very good storyteller.
He is. Shout out to Triple H. Obviously, he's amazing. It's just there's something about he won the Rumble. He got injured. Right? Not even that. Take it back from that. He left WWE. Now it started up AEW. No one thought in a million years he would leave AEW to go back to WWE, but he did that. Shocked the world. Came back at WrestleMania. Right? Had a series of great matches and tore his pec, but wrestled in that match. Took a break again. Came back at Royal Rumble. Won the whole damn thing. Now he's going against Roman Reigns. Paul Heyman adds in the layer of Dusty Rhodes said Roman Reigns is a son that he always wished he had. What? Roman Reigns is adding in, hey, when me and Dusty, we would talk all the time about what I could be and, the greatness I could be. And you know what? You know what he said about you? Nothing. The fuck?
Nothing. I don't know shit about you. I don't know your history. I don't know your background. I don't know your fucking birthday, my guy.
This is right. I didn't know your birthday. That's funny. That's pretty funny. It's just you can't again. The second time around, it would feel diluted. It would. So this is something. It really is. Either way. You're stopping somebody's momentum a little bit. You're either saying, hey, everything that Cody built up, we're going to end that, or we're going to say, hey, we're going to stop Roman Reigns short of 1,000 days. Because now, there are some people that are looking at that 1,000 days like, okay, that's something. But I don't know. I feel like, is WWE even really talking about the 1,000 days like that?
Like they keep on mentioning it. They always mention his how long he held the title for. So
they talk about the days in general, but
I think they don't want to oversaturate, mentioning the 1,000 days and make it very, then all of a sudden, I know Roman's going over Cody now because of 1,000 days.
Because it has to be.
They got to be real. They got to be real careful with that. They got to be a balance to that. So they want to overplay their hand.
It's interesting. It's interesting.
It's Roman retaining though 1,000 days.
Great story.
Hashtag forever champ.
Great story. Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, both of them, man. Something's got to give, and that is the makings of a great story. So I'm here for it. All right, man. That's it. That's everything. We went through all the topics, just right around 2 hours here. It's been a fun show. It's been we had a lot of topics here, but we gonna cap it right here for the crew, for the crowd, for the gang here. Thank you for being with the squad. It's been a lot of fun. But before we go, y'all know what time it is. You know what time it is. It's that time where Devin's going to tell y'all where you can catch us.
Yes, all the time. But before I go, before I mention where you can find us, I got to salute to the chat. Y'all been just kicking with us in this late hour past midnight. Or if you're in the East Coast, 1 o'clock in the morning. It's already 1 o'clock in the morning. It's the next day. Well, it's technically the next day. It's midnight over here, but it's Saturday. But they're an hour ahead of us. Yes,
Saturday.
So Saturday morning. You know what I'm saying? I know JD was hanging in late with us, so we appreciate
Thank you, JD.
You guys just go check out her episode. Just dropped. She got some big news in there. I'm not gonna mention it. I'm gonna let her mention it. But big news in that episode that you want to check. All right, Wrestle Bread podcast with JD. Check it out. Don't forget that. And yes, you can always find our podcast on the various social platforms, brought to you by the Bloodline Entertainment Network now. Streaming on all social platforms. All right, we got your Instagram, you got your TikTok, your TikTok. Yes. Your Facebook. All right. And shout out to the Clark Street Wrestling community. Shout out to the Pillars. Shout out to Christian Christopher, all right, and Spencer. That is my triangle offense who runs right now. I gave him total control of the wrestling thread. I have no influence over it now. All right, I'm doing my thing over here, running the bloodline, helping run the bloodline with Clark Street too, with my partner, with my brother from another mother. So I say, you know what? I have a great idea. You guys, triangle offense, engage. You guys take care of it. You guys are the most engaged. You guys are the pillars of the community. You guys are running. So shout out to them. All right, and get ready for Monday Night Raw for your tribal chief. All right, and get ready for the weekly discussion thread, Clark Street Wrestling Community CSWC, on there on Facebook. All right, and we welcome all walks of wrestling, MLW, WWE, AEW. Yes, we welcome all walks of wrestling. Yes, include Impact, and shout out to Impact. Impact has been on fire lately, all right? And shout out to the new Impact Knockouts champions. All right, shout out to them, because we have Taya Valkyrie, who's part of AEW. She is all elite now, so she dropped the title. Yes. Spoilers if you didn't watch it. But my fault. I'm just saying spoilers. My fault. I should say that.
That's dangerous.
Yeah. It happened Thursday, so all right. But anyway. But yeah, check out that show, Impact, and of course, WWE. We got the weekly thread for Monday Night Raw, like I mentioned, Tuesday for NXT 2.0. I'm just gonna get that in there. 2.0.
Black and gold all day. That's gonna be another debate eventually.
Black and Gold 2.0, like Grayson Waller said. I love what he said there. This is going to be Black and Gold 2.0. I was like,
I took it as he said, you know, it went from Black and Gold to 2.0 to Grayson Waller. That's what I thought he was saying. That was the eras. It was the Black and Gold era, then the 2.0 era, then the Grayson Waller era.
And he was talking about the future. He was like, Black and Gold 2.0.
No, that's I guess that'll be a whole nother debate for another show, because I took it completely differently, but you know, it is what it is.
All right, but like I mentioned, all of those weekly discussion threads, like TNA Impact on Thursday and Friday on SmackDown, on the Facebook group, and of course we got the Instagram, the Twitter as well, ClarkStreetWrestling.com, ST for the abbreviation. We're also on the Bloodline Network.com as well, because this episode is presented to you by the Bloodline Network, and we'll dual stream not only on the Clark Street Wrestling YouTube, we're on the Bloodline Network on YouTube, we're on the Bloodline Network on Twitch as well, we're on the Bloodline Network on Twitter as well, so we're live streaming everywhere. And don't forget, BloodlineNetwork.com. And of course, if you're looking for merch, you came to the right place. Get your merch, get your shirts right here. Like, see this tank right behind me? You get a Clark Street Wrestling shirt. Or if you're down there in Mexico, if you're down there in Brazil, if you're down there in Niger.
Shout out to Mexico, by the way. They won. They beat Puerto Rico. So, you know, I don't know if y'all were watching the World Baseball Classic, but a lot of people that I knew were invested in both sides of that. Shout out to Mexico winning. I don't know what the final score was, but they did end up getting the victory. So shout out to Mexico.
Oh.
And condolences to Puerto Rico.
Okay.
Hey, got a lot of love for Puerto Rico. Bad Bunny somewhere mad as fuck right now, but you know what it is? What it is.
It's all right. He'd be all right. He got millions of
Backlash.
Backlash. Backlash. Right. You're good. Right, you're good. Bro, you're good.
J-Lo, she's fine, you know, and she's fine, and she's fine. So
yeah, she is. She's fine.
Oh man.
What my partner said. All right, but if you're down there, all right, in the Southern Hemisphere, get your Clark Street Wrestling beach towels. Get your ass on that hot ass sand. It is a bad look. If you get your ass on that hot ass sand, don't do it. I will take a picture. I will trend you. Okay? You do not want to get trended by me. You don't want to do it. You don't want some problems. Or maybe you do, but don't do it. Get your Clark Street Wrestling beach towel. ClarkStreetWrestling.com/store for your pleasure. And let me mention, I forgot to mention, you know, our Midwesters, our Chicago people. If you're up here with us, if you're freezing right now, 27 degrees Get your Clark Street Wrestling hoodie so you can stay warm, stay twisty. Yes. All the time. ClarkStreetWrestling.com/show. I say it again. For your pleasure. It is decided. And don't forget, tomorrow, check out the new show, New Japan Weekly, with Dan, Tim, and Bakley. All right, and check out our newest show, exclusive on the Bloodline, the Out of Here podcast, brought to you by Nick from the Universal Wrestling Podcast. It's an MLB podcast. It's a Phillies podcast, all about Phillies. Talk about Phillies. All right, so if you're a baseball fan, you'll enjoy it. Very analytical, very first great episode. So go check it out. All right, get ready. ClarkStreetWrestling.com, BloodlineNetwork.com. Get them ones. Yeah. Now I'm done. It is decided. Woo!
That's a lot. All right, y'all. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for following along with us.
Oh, yeah, Ivan, too. My fault. Ivan, part of New Japan Weekly. My fault, Professor.
I'm telling you, you just need to have it up on the screen so everybody can follow along. Oh, man. Well, that is going to do it for this episode. Again, thank you for everybody in the chat. Thank you for everybody listening in, tuning in. Appreciate y'all. Let's do it again next week. For Devin, I'm Hafeez. We'll catch you guys next time. Peace.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening to the Clark Street Wrestling Podcast. Hey, 2 more weeks, 15 days, WrestleMania, and then everyone, and I mean everyone, will acknowledge the tribal chief. All right, acknowledge debates. I'm not about doing no debates. No. This is about the tribal chief because we're 2 weeks out. This is WrestleMania season. This is all about the tribal chief. 1,000 days. 1,000 days here we come. 1,000 days and beyond.
I acknowledge you, but damn it, you need to acknowledge me.
Look at Cody. He's in his feelings. So what about me?
Oh, that's tribal chief all the time. You literally just had that statement earlier about the tribal chief.
He's a champion. He can say that. I have 2 titles. It's all about me. 2 titles. I run this whole company. I run this whole show.
Not for long.
I can't wait. Thanos clip. Remember that. In your future. Thanos clip.
Damn good Mountain Dew.
Yes.
This man.
Yes. Like I said, no more. This ain't about debates. This is about tribal chief.
All roads lead to Cody.
Tribal chief. Yes. It's gonna stand tall. I can't wait. I might pass out. I might black out. I don't know. Just see him beat Cody.
Honestly, I think you're gonna black out either way. I don't think there's win or lose. I think you're gonna black out because there's gonna be so much tension, so much going on in that mind that you're either gonna black out from excitement and joy or black out from shock. Like, no! One way or another, we already know what time it is. It's all good. But you're gonna enjoy yourself. You're gonna have a good time. It's cool. Watching.
Everyone. I'm glad everyone thinks that Cody's gonna win. Cool, because I can't wait. Because I'm gonna be one of the seldom fans gonna be yay, just looking at their faces of disappointment because Tribal Chief retains and onward to 1,000 days. Walking in the championship into Puerto Rico.
This is the most dangerous one of all the opponents. This one right here. Oh man, this is gonna be fun. This is gonna be fun.
Most dangerous?
Most dangerous.
Maybe.
Hey, put that down as a topic, man. Is Cody Rhodes the most dangerous for next week?
Oh, I'm writing it down. There we go. Making topics on the closeout, on the sign out.
Yeah.
Is Cody Rhodes the most dangerous? It is decided for next week's topic.
Yeah.
You heard it. If you're still here on the sign off, yes.
You heard it here first.
Yep.
That's a tease. That's a tease for next week.
Coming soon, the Clark Street merch, hashtag Yes, Team 1,000 days.
Man.
Yes, JD. 1,000 days.
If Cody beats him and he doesn't get to 1,000, you really are gonna pass out. Like he was like, oh, he robbed the tribal chief of 1,000 days. Like it's just like the pressure you're putting on this man.
He will be a heel in my eyes. He will be the evil guy. This guy's not a face. How dare he?
The biggest heel ever in your eyes if he does that to Roman Reigns. Absolutely. Like, damn him.
Tribal Chief is staying tall. I believe. I have 100% faith.
He'll be in Puerto Rico, all right. Tribal Chief in Puerto Rico. On vacation. Chilling on the beach. With a Clark Street Wrestler beach style.
Again, winning again, whoever's the next up and coming opponent.
I'm going to enjoy this vacation.
There we go. Hey, night 2, WrestleMania, Sunday night. This was going to happen. And still
Cody mocking the
WWE Nope. It's going to be a look of disappointment.
Then on Monday, he's bringing out that wing
Right.
eagle.
John Cena 2.0, right? Remember, John Cena, Rock, and John Cena talking all that. Like, I'm going to beat you. I'm going to beat you. And what happened? He lost. Look at disappointment. I never forget that. It stands still. Looked up. I don't know, guys. I don't know what happened. I don't know how to explain to you. That's what's gonna happen to Cody Rhodes.
Okay.
Then he might actually turn heel because of that.
Hey, I said it here. I would be kind of interested in seeing a heel Cody. A heel Cody would be fun. But I'm reminded, you brought it up, I'm reminded of how he was in AEW. I will not turn. I will not.
But that's AEW. And WWE popping.
Yeah. He should.
He smash my throne.
He should.
Heel turn.
He absolutely should. No, I'm with it. I want to see a heel Cody.
Heel. That's what you are.
Oh, you gonna smash my damn throat.
You're not a dream. You're a nightmare. That's what you said.
You're a nightmare. It makes sense. You're called the American Nightmare. Be a heel.
Right. You're the opposite of your father. He's the dream.
Mm-hmm.
Dreams.
Yeah.
You're not a face.
Oh man.
Shout out to Ivan. He's gonna be there for both nights of WrestleMania. He's gonna vlog too. That's gonna be fun. I can't wait to see it, bro. And you might hop on a watch along live. We'll see. Just from the crowd, might tap in.
You just see his perspective, Ivan. Definitely. That's gonna be fun. That's
cool.
gonna be fun.
That might be cool. We can't wait, but hey.
Wow.
Hey. Team 1,000 days. Title for next week's episode. Team 1,000 days. Thank you, JD. Thank you. I'm gonna write that down so I won't forget. Team 1,000 days.
Oh man, it's gonna have to be a Team 1,000 versus Team something else.
The 3 best friends.
I'll come. Okay, I can get with that. Versus the 3. We're the 3 best friends. Okay.
That's what Cody wants.
I can get with that.
Friendship.
Versus team friendship.
I want this.
Hey, man. Hey, shout out to Roman Reigns for giving them the idea. That's cool.
Oh, man. All right, people, we're done.
I was going to say, man, a little bonus. Bonus episode, bonus segment here.
We catch y'all next week, next Friday. We got the title. We got topics. We see y'all. All right, let's fucking go. Clark Street, Bloodline. We see y'all later.
Hi.